Rose,
OMG.
and today is episode 111 of the OG podcast. Man,
111.
111,
111.
111, 1. So, in hindsight, it equals up to the number 3 together. So, technically, if we were to add it up, technically, we are on episode 3. Technically.
Oh, God.
So, technically, we,
I
we,
get confused.
we, we went back in time, but we're really in the future.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm. That's
Cause
something special.
yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, the episode that was number 3 was not is not this, and it's future stuff. So interesting enough to say, the least. Welcome to episode 3, technically episode 111. Now that we've confused our viewers, let's get on with the show.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Sounds like the beautiful thing to do. It's what gaming companies like to do nowadays is confuse their viewers. Um,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
yeah, it's it's the times. So we're just with the times right now. We are right there with gaming companies right now.
Right there.
Right there. We are on the cusp. We are on
Yep.
the cusp of greatness. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Kind of like that. What was that Phil Collins song? I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yes. On that note, I am opening up a Pepsi.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I think
Ho-
you need one right now.
Hopefully, this one does not randomly explode. Okay. And see, that's the beautiful. The crazy thing was, okay, for those that don't know, the reason why we're a little late on the podcast is I just had a Pepsi just randomly blow up on my table and just go everywhere. Wasn't open, wasn't shook. It just said pow. It was so excited to be drank by the great Handy Kilcam. It couldn't contain itself. So that's why I'm a little late. But this one opened just fine, thank God.
Believe it or not, we were actually on time.
Oh really? On my
Yeah.
watch, I was late. So
Oh, no. Like, you literally got it right at 10, so you were good, actually.
oh, what up, Cicero guy? What's good, man? Well, then, you know what? It just goes back to my theory of saying nobody has the right time because by my time, I was late. So, yeah, I was like, oh, crap, we're going to be late. I was like, my luck, OG. I was like, maybe if I'm lucky, OG's not waiting on me and you were there waiting on me, so I even felt more bad. But
Nah, all good, bro.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, how was your week, man?
That was all right. Just been kind of busy with some IRL stuff, but it's mostly been like medical appointments and running errands for people and stuff like that. But I mean, other than that, I mean, as far as gaming is concerned, I did a lot of grinding on Shadowverse. Did really well in the most recent Grand Prix. I actually made it to the Group A finals and went 4-1. So I did really, really well. A lot better than I normally do. And with of all the decks that I did well with, it was Dragon. Believe it or not, it actually went in clutch.
I saw you. I saw the deck. I haven't got a chance to put it together. I want to put it together, but I've been so busy myself. Like, for some weird reason, like Shadowverse is just giving me those guys that every time I go play in the Grand Prix, I barely lose, and I lose to some nonsense. I kept losing to what's the one that has the second win condition now that you have in your deck?
Are you talking about for Dragon still,
No, 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 no.
or is it Portal?
Portal, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's Maisha and Lucina. Okay.
Yeah, I kept getting beat by that in the Grand Prix. Hate to see it. Um, so luckily your boy did not do so well, but it's all good. I still tried, still kept trucking. I want to try that deck that you put in the group. I need to try it. It seems like it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
it's surprisingly better than I thought it would be. That's kind of because when I made the video about it, because I actually made a video of me going 5-0 in the Group A round two.
Go check it out.
And yeah, go check it out. Original Mobile Gamer.
Shameless plug.
No shame at all. But yeah, like I did a video about it, and I kept saying, yeah, I keep hearing this article, the Dragon's the best deck. I don't believe it. Here I am winning.
So, did you actually use their deck, or did you do it your own way?
I did it my own way. I mean,
Oh, okay.
there is a few things that they use, like there's that neutral guy called Ultra Plane Arbiter that they use.
Yeah.
And I decided to try that because it is actually pretty decent, but I just didn't know how good it was. And apparently it's better than I thought it was. So it actually helped me a lot against Swordcraft, because I saw a lot of Swordcraft in the Grand Prix. That was one of the biggest decks that I had to go up against, other than Dragon and Portal. Sword is actually not too bad right now. Like, those matches were really, really good matches. It wasn't like I completely destroyed them. Like, I was actually losing at first in most of those matches, and I just made comebacks. Like, it was just an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wow.
Basically.
Yo, we just
Yeah.
needed like the narration with the like the graphics in the background. I challenge you to a duel. That'd have been awesome.
Exactly.
That'd have
That's literally what it felt like without this back talk. That's pretty much what it was. But that was a lot of fun. And then other than that, I've been grinding a lot on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I've been playing a lot of that.
You really enjoying that game, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I remember enjoying it in the past. I just couldn't play it much because of other situations. But now
Right.
that I'm actually able to play it to its fullness, like, it's a lot better than I remember. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
So, was it like has it changed much since the update, or like has it had many update changes, or is it still the same game per se?
From what I understand, and I didn't play a whole lot of it, so I'm not really sure if there's much of a change. The only change that I've noticed is that they have a few like extra zones you can be in, and they have some weird like Katy Perry tie-in thing that they're doing, which I don't quite get it.
That's
But yeah,
interesting.
apparently there's an actual like Katy character you can unlock, and and then in the particular I guess event that they're doing, if you play in those zones, you actually hear Katy Perry songs as you're fighting in the dungeon.
Wait a
It's a
minute,
little weird.
that's kind of weird, though.
It's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, but other than that, like, everything else has been cool in what I remember. That was the only part that I was like, really? Why is she in this game? Maybe she's a big fan of Final Fantasy. I don't know. I haven't really dug deep into it. I mean, if she is, but shout outs to Katy Perry, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe she's a voice in the new Final Fantasy coming. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's
You'd be
weird though.
surprised.
That's weird though. I mean, Robin Williams was a big World of Warcraft fan.
Yeah, he was.
So I mean, it's a thing. I mean, famous people do play video games. I mean,
They do.
apparently, Drake liked Fortnite, but here or there, I think there was more money involved than anything. But Ti plays Overwatch, and that's crazy though. A Katy Perry tie-in.
Yeah, the Katy Perry tie-in on the game. Like I said, that part was a little weird for me. But other than that, I mean, the game itself is great. I mean, because it feels like playing an old school RPG where you can actually walk around, talk to people, find treasure chests. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really cool. And the fact that you can, I mean, you have to like be lucky enough to get them, but the fact that you can play with just about any Final Fantasy character you want is pretty awesome. And you can level them up, and then they become much better. I don't have everyone that I want yet. I still don't have Auron yet. I don't have Beatrix yet. Beatrix is from Final
Auron,
Fantasy
my
IX.
favorite character.
Yeah, Auron's my favorite too.
Auron is like ultimately my most favorite character in Final Fantasy.
Yep, mine too.
I want a game just based on him, like completely based on him. Like I want to play him from a baby to an old man that dies. I'm down. Let's go.
I don't know if I want to go that far, but I do respect him definitely.
Let's go.
That's an awesome character.
don't give me Final Fantasy 7. Just give me Auron. Let's go. I'm good.
Yeah, he's like, who needs a remake?
Really. It's all you're playing a boss and Eye of the Tiger comes on. From Katy Perry. Or no, it's not Eye of the Tiger. It's Lion Roar. No, but she goes, in part of the song, she goes, I'm an eye of the tiger, something, something, something. Yeah, I know some Katy Perry. I got a daughter, so it's bound to happen.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the original song.
No!
Remix by Katy Perry.
No! No, it's an actual.
That would have been something special.
Yo, hey, Katy Perry, I just revamped your career, okay? You're gonna do an Eye of the Tiger remake, and you're gonna have Rocky in the background, but instead of Rocky in the Final Fantasy game, it's gonna be the guy that had the fist in Final Fantasy.
7. You're probably talking about Barrett or whatever.
No, not Barrett, not Barrett. What's the new one? The one, well, not one of the new ones. It was like Final Fantasy 12. Yeah, where he was like, it's the one where they became crystals, or the girl became crystals before.
Oh, 13.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, Snow. Yeah, we're gonna have Snow, and it's gonna be the Eye of the Tiger remake, and Snow's just gonna be sitting there in his hoodie, just getting pumped. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Look at that marketing. Let's go.
Uh-oh, look at you, making new remixes.
Yeah, making new remixes, making moves for Final Fantasy. Let's go. I'm down.
Mm-hmm. Of
Yeah.
course you are.
See? This is totally episode number 3.
We just lost all credibility. No.
I know. They're like, Andy, it says 111. And I'll be like, yeah, put the numbers together. Mind blown.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much my week. Yeah, a lot of that, a lot of Brave Exvius, a little bit of Shadowverse.
A lot of Katy Perry, it seems like.
A little bit of her, yeah. I only did like the first few levels. I think the very last part, the boss was too hard for me, so I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna
Wait. Did you just admit a boss is too hard for you?
Well, because I don't have enough leveled up characters yet. I only have like 2 characters that are like really, really high up there. My other 3 are kind of eh. So I lose almost all my characters in the very beginning, and I have 2 left that are like barely hanging on for a few rounds. I can get them down to like maybe like 30%, and he just wipes me out. So it's like, yeah, I gotta get more people. I'll go back to it.
Yeah, you better get to grinding, son. That's the first time I've ever heard you ever admit something was too hard in a video game.
Well, I mean, sometimes you're just not leveled up enough or don't have enough characters. I mean, I'll eventually beat it.
See?
You know. So.
Handy Kill Cam. Thanks to Katy Perry remake Eye of the Tiger. Yo, somebody's gotta revamp her career. She needs help. You know, fun fact about Katy Perry, before she was Katy Perry, she actually was a Christian artist. Fun fact, when she was a teenager. Well, how I know that, I don't know, but it's a fact.
Low key, I actually know nothing about Katy Perry.
Low key, I thought Katy Perry was cool until, I don't know, she went on American Idol. I don't know how I felt about. Yeah, she's on American Idol. Like, she's one of the judges now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I know nothing about her, so it's all good.
Low key, he all tweets at her. What up, Katy Perry? I gave you a shout out there to the podcast. Hey, if you want, since you're doing cameos for Final Fantasy, why don't you do a cameo for Nintendo? I got you.
Oh Lord.
You could be the new Princess Peach in our new live action movie.
Wow.
Bam.
Let's not remake the Super Mario movie, please. As much as I'm a huge fan of the game, the movie was trash. I'm sorry.
What, the Super Mario movie? Dude, all video games back in the day were trash.
Well, there are a few decent ones, although I don't know if it really counts because it was already popular, but the 007 movie was pretty good.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count. I like that.
That doesn't count. You can't, because
and the first Mortal Kombat movie was actually pretty good.
I thought it was good, but everybody hates on me for thinking it is good. I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, the first Mortal Kombat movie was decent. Street Fighter is questionable, but Mortal Kombat was actually pretty good.
I only liked the second one not because it was good, but it had more characters that I liked.
Fair enough.
It had freaking Reptile and Rain, I think. I don't remember. But
yeah, I didn't remember Reptile being it.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. So Definitely. Speaking of movies coming out, have you seen the new video game movie that's coming out?
Probably not. I don't really keep up with movies.
Are you ready for it? Sonic the
Sure.
Hedgehog live action movie.
I want to say someone mentioned that to me, and I kind of didn't believe them.
Dude, like no, it's a thing. Go look it up. The actual like thing. Yo. Think of it that host. Yeah, it actually like to me like they have Sonic looking all wrong.
Okay, so it's not something I want to go out of my way to check out.
Well, I mean, I think Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik.
I don't know how I feel about that either. Not gonna
Well,
lie.
it's about as how I felt when Jim Carrey played Grinch. I, I'm being real. I thought Jim Carrey's Grinch was not the greatest. Um, but that's how I feel. That's probably how it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be his greatest, but it's not gonna be his worst. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
crazy. I'm crazy. You thought Jim Carrey's Grinch was good? No, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of the live action Grinch. I really wasn't.
I
Call me.
thought it was okay. But I'm coming from someone who didn't watch it when it first came out. I watched it like many years later when I just expected movies to not be as good as they are now. So maybe I'm giving it too much credit, but I thought
Yeah.
it was okay.
No, yeah, I agree. Mask was good. Truman Show was good. Dumb and Dumb was good. Dumber and Dumber, the second one wasn't that great. But Jim and Jan was good. I'm not a fan of Grinch. It wasn't my thing. And I have a feeling like that's gonna be the same thing. I honestly love Jim Carrey. Period. He's super funny. He is super funny. He is really funny. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the I'm not a fan of the Grinch his Grinch character, and I feel like it's gonna be the same thing as him as Dr. Robotnik. I think you feel like he's gonna put like the same kind of energy there, but I just don't see it happening. I don't know. But yeah. So I wasn't gonna go into that segment, but we were talking about video game movies, so might as well bring it up.
Sure.
Yeah. I
How was your week? By
My week?
Yeah.
Interesting to say the least.
Mm.
Um, my wife is sick. She's got my daughter's flu that my daughter had, so I'm over here trying not to get sick. It's very,
Mm.
very rough.
Yeah, I hope it works out for you. Right?
So far I've dodged the bullet. So far I've been using my Matrix lean. You know what I'm saying? Been going in the Matrix
Oh, that
mode.
Matrix lead.
Yeah, the old school Matrix move. I've been like
Mm.
seeing the I've been using my 1000 IQ and been looking at the bullets. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
got you.
yeah, definitely been doing that. Played a little bit of Kingdom Hearts.
Mm.
Trying to play it slow so me and my daughter can play it together. It's really hard
Mm.
because that game is
Not very difficult.
it's not very difficult, and you want to get into the storyline, but it's not difficult at all. I'm like, for those that are if you think the last difficulty is gonna be hard, it's really not. It's just the characters have more health, so you just punch them a little bit more. I
So they're
mean,
HP sponges,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, pretty much. I enjoy the storyline.
That's good.
If you've never played a Kingdom Hearts game in your life, you're not gonna enjoy the storyline because it actually all three storylines tie into this game. So if you've never like my wife and my daughter, they're lost. They've never played Kingdom Hearts games. So like
Mm.
I'm having to like explain, what kind of happened.
That kind of ruins it when you're constantly having to explain everything.
Yeah, so it's like
Mm.
but I enjoy Kingdom Hearts. It's one of my favorite games when I
Mm.
when I'm like not streaming. Again, I strongly suggest if you're a streamer that streams every day, play a game that you don't stream that you enjoy. It keeps your mind fresh, keeps you in a good mood, and it keeps you looking forward to streaming the game that you like, but um, but that you're streaming, if that makes sense. Because I have two or three. I have a game that I stream, which is Apex, and then I have two or three games that I play off stream to keep me not getting burnt out on Apex. Because if I'm playing Apex on stream and if I'm playing Apex off stream like constantly, yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy myself too much. Because eventually I'm just gonna get burnt out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, I did, ironically, weirdly enough, I did pre-order Division 2. Um,
Mhm.
mainly to play with my cousin because we can't play Anthem. PlayStation has came up with a solution. Actually, it's not that hard to fix like we thought. Remember how I thought like you probably just gotta like hard reset your PlayStations for them to come back on. Uh,
Mhm.
it's kind of like that. You just gotta restore your database, which pretty means like hold your like when you turn your PlayStation on, you're gonna hold it for 10 seconds afterwards, and the screen's gonna come up. It's gonna say, "Start in safe mode." Blah 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 blah, and you're gonna say restore database. Basically, what that does, it's all that's doing is it defrags your PlayStation. For those that are old school computer heads or anybody that uses a computer, you have to defrag your computer once in a while so it runs faster. That's pretty much what you're doing with your PlayStation. So if your PlayStation is bricked on Anthem, all you got to do is just do the restore database, and your PlayStation will come back on completely. But unfortunately, Xbox does not have that option on Anthem, so I still haven't touched Anthem. And considering my cousin got it for us to play together, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get us Division 2 so we could play together. So, me and my cousin and a bunch of us are gonna be playing Division 2 on the Xbox. Also, I learned something new this week. Are you ready?
Sure.
Microsoft and Morgan's Wonderland here in San Antonio have partnered together.
Interesting.
Yes, for those that don't know, Morgan's Wonderland is a theme park that is made for everybody, but it is strictly made for people with disabilities. So if you are in a wheelchair or whatever, or you have special needs, you can actually get on all the rides. I don't know if any of y'all know, but if you're in a wheelchair or anything like that, it is very hard to get on all the rides. Some places don't, but in this place, in Morgan's Wonderland, like you actually have a like on all the rides, there's like a wheelchair hoster, like a wheelchair connection thing, and your wheelchair can get on every ride. It can actually get on swings. It's got a bunch of other stuff. Well, they've since Microsoft has come out, well, with Able Gamers helping design. I say that because they don't. A lot of times they don't mention Able Gamers. They just mention Microsoft. But with the adaptive controller in mind, Microsoft and Morgan's Wonderland have come together and they've created a room for people to come and game and a Microsoft store actually in Morgan's Wonderland, which was really, really freaking cool. I didn't know this until one of the old employees, who's a friend of mine, came to me and said, "Hey, Handy, did you know this happened? Like, you need to get on that." And I was like, "All right, I'm gonna get on that." So I'm getting on that. I'm actually waiting to hear from that as we speak. Don't know what's gonna happen, but some good things. Good things. Getting ready for the March 25th cerebral palsy fundraiser this month. Little crazy things happen, but it's all gonna work out. I think I'm gonna put it in God's hands. But it's all gonna work out. Things are gonna be good. Things are gonna be crazy good. So if you are if you can't be here today, make sure to be here on March 25th. It's gonna be an awesome stream. We're gonna be doing a special stream for the Cerebral Palsy Foundation. Thanks to the Cerebral Palsy Foundation for reaching out to your boy Handy Killcam. That's pretty freaking crazy. Yeah. Also,
speaking of local things,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, but I've seen this a lot this past couple of months. There's actually something called the Game Truck. Have you seen that yet?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's like a black and green truck, basically. I see it at a local gas station in my area all the time. And I looked them up because I was like, Game Truck, that can't be right. I thought this was maybe somebody doing like special design or something. No, apparently it's a legitimate company. They actually drive around, and it's basically like a mobile gaming party thing. They bring like a bunch of Nintendo Switches, for example. They run Smash Brothers tournaments at wherever, like a local place that you want to go, like your house, community center, park, whatever. Or they have other things you can do, like laser tag. There's like like when people can walk into like a big globe and walk around. Well, they have like that, but with soccer, basically. We have to walk around and go play soccer. They have all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's called the Game Truck. They're in different cities around the United States. I saw that, and I at first I didn't believe it, and I looked it up, and I was like, it's a legit thing, the Game Truck. So if you've ever actually heard of it or used it, I'd like to know what y'all thought about it, because it seems like a pretty cool thing.
Seems like you're gonna be the one to go check that out. No, I'm just kidding. The Cicero guy said, still ridiculous that that it's happening. What a mess. Yeah, no, I totally agree. With Anthem, that should have never been, and I will probably never play the game. Yeah, no. I know what you meant. I saw you comment earlier, but I just didn't want to mess up the flow. But yeah, it's totally a mess. I'm actually looking forward to the Division. There's a lot of cool things that's happening in the game that I'm actually excited for, and I'm just hoping that the content continues because it has my favorite style of gameplay, which we were talking about last week. The win back covering system. It has that in this game, so
cool.
I'm like super excited.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like super excited. I'm weird. Like certain things have to like I don't know, certain things have to like hit me in the right way, and I'll play a game. The only reason why I didn't play a lot of Division 1 is because there wasn't a lot of content, but it seems like this one's going to have a lot of content, so I'm super excited. I'm actually going to be playing it on Friday on stream, I believe, because the other person that I play on Fridays with on Xbox, they got the game too. So I already know they're not going to be playing Apex. They're going to be wanting to play Division, so I might as well play it with them on stream and see how it goes. But Sony and Microsoft would never admit to that. Well, it's honestly it's not Sony and Microsoft's problem. It was, and we discussed this the other yesterday or last week. It is BioWare's and EOA's problem. Because it was happening during the beta. And they didn't choose to fix it. Well, maybe they did, but maybe they didn't know that it wasn't fixed all the way. But it wasn't Sony or Microsoft's problem. It is completely EA's and BioWare's. And why do I say EA's and BioWare? Because when you're in a when you are like in a relationship with a company, when you are in college and your game fails, it's not one or the other. You both fail it together. I keep saying this. EA could have reached out to BioWare and said, no, yo, we can't put this out yet. Or, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? This could have been stopped. And EA or BioWare decided to stop. So, with that said, I don't see it being Microsoft or PlayStation's problem. I see it more being the developer and problem. Now,
I agree. That's a developer thing. You can't blame the major console company for
right?
something they didn't make.
Yeah. That's how I see it. To me, it's more the developer. So I don't know, and which is not a good look for EA because EA, I don't know, man.
They have enough problems as is.
Yeah, they have enough problems, and they didn't come out with the update on the 12th. Everybody thought they were gonna come out with the Apex Legends update on the 12th. Yeah, we still have no season pass. So for me, the hype for the hype for the Apex hype, as far as like the new content for me, the hype has died down. But again, that's not their fault. They never said it was coming out on the 12th, but everybody assumed that it was coming out on the 12th. So I feel like it was on them. Is more the rumor by the hype on that. So,
yeah.
Speaking of consoles, I guess I'll go into a little bit of segment. Google is for sure announcing their console, and there's been leaks, prototype leaks or patent leaks of the controller. Did you see that in the note corner that I posted?
I actually found it in my newsfeed, but the newsfeed that I have shows that it's not really necessarily a console that they're going to be making, that the controller is going to be the closest thing to a console that you're going to be able to use to play on a TV. As a matter of fact, I'll bring up the article then since you brought it up. Because I did see yours, but as I was doing my homework, it actually popped up on my feed too. So
nice.
I figured, well, might as well put up my notes with your notes and see what they do.
Nice.
So yeah, I saw yours though. So let me just find the one that I have, just so I can.
And again, we do not discuss anything together, like how we're gonna do the show. We don't say, this is what we're gonna talk about. This is all off the cuff. This is all freestyle podcasting.
Yeah,
this is how we like to do things.
Yeah, we like to kind of do it natural. It kind of makes the podcast better in our opinion. So that's what we do. We like it.
Yeah.
But it says a recently filed patent for Google may have revealed what the company's first gamepad looks like. They announced at the GDC that they were announcing a major gaming product. But over the weekend, images emerged of the gamepad designed to be used alongside a possible streaming service. So it's not necessarily a console, but a streaming service. These come courtesy of a patent filed with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. While looking overly similar to the bulk of conventional gamepads on the market, the Google Pad has a few tricks up its sleeves. A microphone attached hints at voice control, while the bulk of the patent focuses on a notification system. That system would alert users to social requests like friend invitations or let them know when a new game is available, among other scenarios. It's possible that rather than to launch a console, the gamepad is the entire hardware component of the new streaming-focused system.
That's interesting.
So it's not confirmed that they're making a console, but they are confirmed 100% of the controller that is going to be used for some type of streaming.
I can tell you this right now. If that's the controller, I'm not a fan of it. If that's actually the controller, I hope it's not.
It is the prototype. That doesn't mean it's the final product.
Yeah. I know.
That is a skeleton.
I just hope it is. I hope it's not though. I hope they said, you know what, this is the prototype, but we didn't like it. We made something better. I'm hoping.
Now, when you were saying about it being a console, I can understand why that was brought up because it was rumored about 3 or 4 weeks ago that Google was going to be making a console. So that was what they thought they were going to announce at the GDC.
Yeah.
But instead, they saw the patent of the controller.
Do we need to watch the GDC? Cause I still got rumors flooding mine talking about that it could still be a console, and people are saying that it could be stronger than the Xbox One X is currently right now, and it's going to be the most strongest console on the planet. I mean, well, I mean that's a big word, but I'm just using what they said. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to see GDC. Like I don't even know how we're gonna be able to watch it, or where you can stream it, or how you can watch it. But I want to watch GDC this year. I never watch GDC normally, but because of this, let me tell you why. And I was explaining this to my wife this coming past couple of days. I'm excited that Google's coming out with a console. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it makes Microsoft and PlayStation have to get better.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Like, nothing has really changed with Microsoft and PlayStation. Like, it's kind of like been like, yeah, they've upgraded the software or the OS or a few things, but Microsoft and PlayStation have been able to get away with a lot of things, because even though like Nintendo is winning, like, let's be real, Nintendo is winning the console war. They're not threatened by Nintendo. Why? I don't know. In my opinion, I don't see them trying to push to get better because of Nintendo. But I feel like if Google gets in the mix and if Google does it well, I feel like it will push PlayStation and Xbox to get better. I don't know. Thoughts?
So if they make a console, and I'll say that it is still possible, because again, there has been a rumor for a while, and even though they released patents on the controller, there's nothing saying 100% sure what they're going to do one way or the other. But
Correct.
as strong as Google is, if they were to make a console, yeah, it would easily rival Microsoft or Sony, because they're all about the technology and good software, and they kind of already been dipping their toes in games this whole time. You have Google Play, you know what I mean? So they already are someone in the gaming industry, you know what I mean? So there's nothing saying that they can't be a good competitor.
They already got the streaming platform. I mean, kind of, sort of.
Yep.
Well, that could be that sister. I said Campino guy. That Sarissa girl guy said. But I still love my ex. Although I've been a tad disappointed with it. But why have you been disappointed with it? Is it because I saw your tweet, talking about the graphical issues. Like, the thing is, though, like, the One X is not promised to enhance every game. It's only enhancing games that want to be enhanced by the game. Hold on. Google isn't stupid. I have a feeling that they are going to introduce a powerhouse gaming platform. I can't see. I can't see them risking the war and of their reputation. To be honest with you, I think they're gonna be able to bring PC gaming to your living room.
Yeah.
I think they could do it.
So here's the thing about Google, that a lot of people don't know, and I brought this up before. So mobile games are also played on PC,
Right.
which means that they already have a PC market. So
Right.
with them making something, yeah, I mean, it's easy for them to easily go above Microsoft. I mean, even though, yeah, Microsoft's known for making good PC games as well,
Right.
but Google's been doing it without even trying, without
Yeah.
even being in the console market. So if they're doing well without a console, imagine what they could do
with
a
a console, yeah, and the power, and look at all the money. Like, I don't mean to flex on like Google, like I'm a Google fanboy, because I'm not.
Yeah.
But look at all the money Google have, dude.
Oh yeah, they make tons of money.
Google got so
And I mean,
much
they do other
money.
things too. I mean, it's not they don't just do games,
Right,
but they
but
still make a lot of money. If we're just gonna limit it to games only, they still make a lot of money.
they do. Like everything you do right now is because of Google. You know what I'm saying? Like Google's tied in with everything.
Yeah.
Like Google's like the biggest, like one of the biggest monopolies in the world, in my opinion, because they got their hand in everything. The Cicero guy said, but that failed with Nvidia and the Steam box, etc. Well, that's because of the way they went about it. They built a box that was weaker than the Xbox One. You know what I'm saying? You can't build a Steam box, but yet it be weaker than the Xbox One. Because here's the thing. Xbox One and PlayStation, they can run it. They can run PC games. You can run Linux on your PS4 right now. It's just the standard of the gaming like, okay, the best way I can put it like this. You know how you have like some cars that are like government cars and they're governed. And what I mean by that, like, they have this little thing where they can only go a certain speed, like they can't go any faster. But if you remove that part, like they can go super fast. It's the same thing with consoles. Like we haven't like even though we're moving to the next generation of consoles, like we are never allowed to really openly fully use the potential of the Xbox One X, of the PS4. So with that in mind, you know, I feel like that's where they dropped the ball with the Steam box, is that they gave a weaker version of the Xbox One.
I felt like
Um,
it was more of a test than anything else. I'm not sure how serious they actually were about it.
that's true.
I may be wrong. I
That's
may be
true.
wrong, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, that could be it too. That could be it too. That could really be it. But again, I wouldn't put that on Google. That's more on Alienware and the PC companies itself. But I'm curious to see. And then we still have the other console that's coming, Madbox or something like that, that's being created by Project Cars company. Again, that's still in what you call it, crowdfunding, I believe. But here's the major thing about the Google Box that blew my mind, but it's rumored again. But I'm bringing up another rumor. Again, rumor alert. Again, I'm bringing up another rumor. I just saying that just in case people try to come and hit me with the facts. I'm just hitting you with a rumor right now. It's rumored that the guess what gaming company is partnering with the Google Box or
What's
whatever.
that?
Sega.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Sega was supposed to be a part of that other console that was supposed to be
Yeah.
way back when we first talked about it. It was like almost a year ago, probably. I don't know whatever happened to that, but Sega, they were reaching out to Sega
Yeah.
to see if they would
Yeah.
approve of
And
it.
Sega
I don't think
Sega
Sega,
denied.
I don't think Sega gave it. I think they said no. Yeah, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
yeah. So yeah, like Sega won't be making hardware for the Google Box, or I'm calling it the Google Box. It's not gonna be called Google Box. I don't know what it's gonna be called. But if the hey, you know what we're gonna call it? We're gonna call it the G Box. If the G Box is supposedly made and they partner with Sega, Sega's gonna make games strictly for it, supposedly. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
it
know.
would be nice to see Sega supporting a specific console, kind of
Yeah.
being back in the race again,
Yeah.
because that might be what the game industry needs for it to be a true competitor. Because the difference between the console wars now, which I don't think is really a console war, but I'm just going to use it as a phrase. The difference between the console wars now and the console wars of old is in the console wars of old, when it was Nintendo versus Sega, they were directly taking shots at each other.
Yeah.
Like it was a legit like, no, Nintendo's trash. You want us? We have better systems. Where Nintendo's like, no, Sega's trash. At least we could actually make games that everyone can play. You know, I mean, like I said, there was a lot of back and forth, like Nintendo versus Sega. Nowadays, no one really does that. There's no man. You don't need a Nintendo or an Xbox. Just play on my Sony. We got this, and that. There's
Well,
none of that. It's just here's my stuff. Hope
now
you like
now
it.
now it's like, well, now you don't got to play on my, now you ain't got to play on my now you don't got to play on the PlayStation or the Xbox. You can play on our phones now. Just use your phone. Uh, the way I see it though, like it seems like the gaming companies are playing patty cake with each other, dude. Like they don't. I agree with you, man. Nobody's throwing hard fists at each other. Everybody's too sensitive. Everybody's like got their own opinion. Everybody goes and thrashes on Twitter, and instead of like doing their own research, everybody follows what everybody's saying. It seems like for instance, like, people that have a big following, instead of people like having their own mind and doing their own research, they'll just take that person's side nowadays, instead of just like saying, you know what, I respect your opinion, but I don't agree with it, but hey, do you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you tell somebody, and it's funny, right? Because we live in this world now. If you say, look, I respect your opinion, but I don't agree with you, like, people get offended with that. And then they want to, and then they want to prove, and then they want to tell you that you're wrong for saying that you don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's nothing you could do to change my mind. Like, I don't agree with it. Like, I respect that you're speaking your mind, and this is how you feel about it. I don't agree with it, and it's like, and it's a never ending war. And so it's like, this is the world we live in, and it right now it's just we're soft, and it's like we
and with nowadays, I think one of the reasons that you don't hear a lot of smack talk between consoles is because when Nintendo and Sega went at it, at the end of it, Sega fell flat. Like when they lost hard. But what you have to understand is that the reason Sega lost wasn't necessarily because Nintendo was just better overall. Sega was a very good competitor. Sega just got hit hard when it came to like politics, because remember, that's how the whole ESRB got started. Nintendo and Sega had to go to court to kind of prove that their companies were good for business and all that. And then of course they took shots at each other, and Sega just looked like a fool in front of like the courthouse, in front of live television.
Yeah, I'm about to break it down like this. Watch, this is exactly how it happened. Okay, it's a chess game. Okay, and Sega is like a beginner chess player, and Nintendo took chess as queen. Nintendo took Sega's queen, and Sega didn't know how to react. So instead of like fighting the battle and winning the game without your queen, they resigned. That's pretty much how it is. And I say this to say this because any like newcomer in chess, like most of the time when they lose their queen, they freak out and they don't know what to do. And that's how I feel. I feel like Sega could have bounced back from it, but they didn't know how to deal with a powerhouse like Nintendo, and they freaked out. Because to be honest with you, the Dreamcast was one of the greatest consoles. It was before its time. It was one of the first.
Yeah, honestly, I think that was their best console. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, it was.
That was
it was just not. It was just not. It was just not the right timing.
Right. Yeah, the timing was bad for lots of reasons. Because there was a lot of, and honestly, if you really want to get the full breakdown of why Sega kind of fell apart, especially when the Dreamcast came out, look up the Gaming Historian. He actually does a video discussing that and showing what happened and all the interviews and stuff. There was a lot of rush stuff, and there was a lot of people within the company disagreeing with each other and rushing out things, and it was just a big mess internally. And that's why I say Sega was a good competitor. It's not like Nintendo just destroyed them. It's just that Sega kind of destroyed themselves.
Yeah, they made the wrong move. They lost a couple of their pieces, and it was just a domino effect. Sometimes in life, when you make a bad move, you have a chance to recover from that move. But if you don't make the right move, you can continue to do a domino effect and continue making more moves and more moves and more bad moves, and you find yourself in a bad situation. It's kind of it's
Mhm.
that's a life lesson. Like don't ever don't ever think your mistake is the the last move. You can recover from your mistake, but it's how you recover from your mistake. Don't make another mistake on top of another mistake. You got to learn to recover from it, bounce back, and get up. Because if not, you'll continue this domino effect, and next thing you know, you'll be like Sega, out of a company of
No,
hardware.
they still exist, but they, like I
Yes.
said, they still make hardware. They're
Yeah.
more into developing more than
Yes.
anything
There.
else.
Yeah.
So they're not dead.
No.
Um,
No. I'm not saying they're dead, but they're not once what they
yeah,
once were.
yeah.
Definitely not. Man, I. But see, here's the thing though. I don't know what they would make. I don't know what IPs they would make. I don't see them like. I just. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if they're really going to be the ones necessarily making all the IPs. I think they're going to be supporting, and they're going to be in a more supporting role. Like, let's say if they join Google, for example, in this new project.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sega's going to be in a supporting role where they have the staff to kind of help make the games and kind of oversee things. I don't know if we're going to see like a bunch of Sonic the Hedgehog stuff or anything like
I hope
that.
not. I really hope not. Well, I don't
I
even.
think that
I
it's
don't
going to
think
be
they
something
own. I
new.
don't think they own. I don't think they own Sonic the Hedgehog anymore.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that
I
whole
think
is
Nintendo owns
working.
Sonic now.
Yeah, you might be right.
I think Nintendo. I think Sega sold Sonic to them. I could be wrong. I could
Yeah,
be told.
I'll have to do further research on that. You might be right, but like I said, that's something I haven't looked up a whole lot.
And
But that is possible.
but see, I have to disagree with you on that because it's like, why, why use Sega for them to backing in for them to help them out when Google can just like hire their own and hire fresh minds?
Because they want a few old heads that's been in the game. And the problem with the new heads is the new heads is with running Sony and Microsoft, and look where they're at. So they're trying to look for more experienced people, which obviously would be Sega. They've been around forever, so that they can kind of get at least a foundation. Now they might still get a few new heads. Don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, for something a little more fresh. But as far as a foundation, they want some of the more old school people so they can keep it together. They can say, "Hey, we experienced this. This is the issues we had. This is how you can fix it."
But okay, touche on that. But hear me out. Okay, you got Activision who's got people laid off, right?
Mhm.
And then you have Sega people who are there but have not really been there and they've kind of failed because they couldn't handle the pressure. Who would you rather have? Would you rather have Activision laid off people or would you rather have Sega?
I would have a combination of both. I would
Mm.
have interviews.
Yeah,
I would
that's
ask
true.
key questions, and if everybody's able, whoever can answer those key questions properly would get the job.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, we're this is speculation, guys. Again, this is what I've heard that maybe Sega might be helping the Google consoles partnering with the Google console. For all we know, Google could be like hiring their own like super nerds and just one upping the game.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Sega and Google at all,
You know,
so
you know,
I
you
don't know
know,
anything
you
about
know
that.
what will make this. You know what make this Google console like the best, one of the best consoles in the world.
What's that?
If it comes with Google Chromecast, to where you can automatically mirror your phone, and so like you can play mobile games, or if they already, or if the mobile game market is automatically already on the Google console, so like it brings the mobile game market to a more of a
A newer level, a
to
higher
a new
integrity.
level, yeah, to a more stable platform.
That actually would be a good idea, and here's why. Um, and I'm only going to bring this up because I was going to bring this up anyway. A lot of people are always hating and hating hard anytime a game goes from like a console to like a mobile.
Mobile.
They
Yep.
hate on it so hard, and it's so disappointing because us mobile gamers, we like to have fun too. We like to be able to play these games on our devices and whatnot. Why should we not have to be able to play on our phones or tablets? Why do we have to have the console in order to enjoy the game? And this is kind of why I'm saying that. Because one of the things I was going to bring up was Nintendo announced that they're making the prequel to Dragalia Lost, but on mobile. Not Dragalia Lost. I'm sorry. Octopath Traveler.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now I'm 100% hype about
Okay.
them putting Octopath Traveler on mobile, doing the prequel,
Okay.
because of the fact that one, I haven't had the opportunity to play the game because I don't have a Switch yet,
Mhm.
and two, it's supposed to be a little bit better because instead of only being able to play with 4 people, you can actually play with 8 people, which kind of makes more sense. It's called Octopath Traveler, which means
Mm.
eight. So
Mm.
that makes a little more sense to me.
So my question is, I understand you know what you're saying. My question is, why not do it on both?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they should have did it on both. I agree. I don't know why they're not doing it on both, but according to the article I read, and I'll have to pull it up again because they also hinted that for those that were upset about the fact that they were doing the prequel on mobile, they are actually making another RPG for the Switch. It's just going to be a while.
And your boy Handy does not have a Switch yet. My cousin actually went to go order it that day of the podcast after the podcast, and they were all sold out. So yeah, I'm still Switchless, but we will be getting a Switch soon. I'm only bringing that up because people, y'all saw on the podcast what he said in the podcast. He actually went and tried to do it, and we were sold out. But there will be a Switch on the channel eventually at some point, and we'll be playing some Smash and uh some Mario Party for sure. Uh, but
So,
but yeah, I'm just surprised that they haven't um that they didn't do it on both. I don't know.
well, my understanding from what I read is that it takes a lot more, I guess, to do something on an actual console because they make it more of a full fleshed out game. Whereas on mobile, they basically can continue while making the game. Because with mobile games, you don't always get the full game right away. You just get, a part of the game, and then of course you get updates every now and then to complete it.
That's
So that's why they could put it on mobile because they don't have to make a full fledged game.
uh hold on, sister. I'm sorry, I didn't see what you said there until now. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Remember that. LOL. Remember this. Or remember that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like that's how all games are nowadays. All games are like hidden behind updates nowadays. It's like, oh, I feel like games personally break games so that they can update it and come up with new content. I don't
Well,
know.
here's my question though,
Mhm.
because that is the thing.
Mhm.
But is that a thing for just Sony and Microsoft? Does Nintendo actually do that? Are there any
I don't.
Nintendo games
I don't
on the
know.
Switch that require
Up
constant
to
updates to
I
the story? Because I don't think I've ever heard of it from Nintendo.
To be honest with you, I can't answer that question until I own a Switch.
Yeah, because from what I've read and all the research that I've done, I haven't really seen any Nintendo Switch games that have required an updates for a new story or DLC or anything for new
Mm,
story content. Typically, it's just updates like adding a character to Smash or something like
yeah,
that.
I don't
But it's
know.
nothing as far as like updating the actual game itself. So I think that is probably the reason that they're not rushing the Nintendo Octopath Traveler
That's a
to
very good
Switch everything.
question. That
They
is very.
probably wait until it's completely done before putting it out, which is why on mobile you don't have to.
I will be able to answer that question for you once I get one, and then I will be able to answer that question. I just I just don't trust a lot of people when it comes to Switch news because I've been doing like a lot of research on Switch lately.
Mhm.
Just to not because there's anything I need to know. I just like when I get a console and I know if I'm getting a console, I'm not one of those people uh like I want to know as much as I want to know first before I go ask other people for questions. I'll go do my
Right.
own research first. And like the Switch community is like a hit and miss. Like as far as game wise, a lot of people don't put like your top 10, like one of your top 10 Switch games. Like a lot of people do not like what's that one game? I can't think of it now.
Fire Emblem.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do
Yeah.
not like that game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? I just because I'm not into the game does not mean it's not a good game. It's a good game. If I didn't have other games occupying my time, and I'm talking about from the mobile standpoint. So if the mobile standpoint is good, just imagine what the Switch's version is. I was
Yeah, well, you have to understand too that Fire Emblem came out before there was mobile, as far as like Google and all that.
yeah.
Like Fire Emblem's been around for like the GameCube and then a lot of Japanese consoles. They've even had a game. They had one or two for the Wii, and now they have one coming out for the Switch. I mean, Fire Emblem's been out before mobile. It's just that it's more popular on mobile because a lot of people don't like strategy RPGs.
I
guess.
love that's like some of my like my one of my like low key like favorite strategy RPGs. Like my low key favorite Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, a lot of people love Tactics.
I love
Yeah.
Tactics. And it wasn't because of the storyline, honestly, it was because of the strategy. I
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. It was one of the first really good RTSs in a console. Because I mean, really, honestly, we really don't have any good art. I don't like XCOM 1. I don't like XCOM 2. And we've never really had a good Command and Conquer. So and I mean on console. Like to me, Command and Conquer lives and breathes on PC. I miss Command and Conquer. Playing Command and Conquer on PC.
Yeah, it was fun. Although I don't consider that in the same group as Final Fantasy Tactics because you're talking more of a real-time strategy and a strategy RPG. Those are a little bit different because RTS is a more base building, and then strategy RPGs are about leveling characters and kind of beating people on a map kind of
That's
a
true.
thing as far
That's
as like
true.
unit by unit. So they're not in the same group,
That's
but
true.
but I will say that overall, I do think that Final Fantasy Tactics is probably better than Fire Emblem, only because you have more options. Because in Final Fantasy Tactics, you have a lot of different classes that you can do, like a lot of crazy stuff you can do. When Fire Emblem, you're actually very limited on the classes you have because with Fire Emblem, I mean, basically, you have three types of weapon units that are like your weapon triangle, and then you have people who can be on like wyverns, people who can be on horseback, basically flyers, non-flyers, and I mean that's more or less it. I mean, it's pretty simple. Whereas Final Fantasy Tactics, there's a lot more type of things you can do, and that's why it's better.
Okay.
Like your imagination is basically what can be done on Tactics, and that's
Right.
why it's better.
Right. I don't
And
know.
that's probably why people don't like Fire Emblem because I think they feel Fire Emblem is too restrictive. But it is also simpler. So for people who think Final Fantasy Tactics is way too complicated, because I've heard that too, you should play Fire Emblem instead because it's not nearly as complicated.
How's it complicated?
Well, again, I'm not the one saying that it's complicated. This is
I
other
know.
people telling you that.
I'm just
But
like
I
I'm
think people
thinking out
find it
loud.
complicated.
I'm thinking out
Right.
loud.
I would say that the reason that people say that Final Fantasy Tactics is complicated is because they don't always understand how to get they want to be able to get any class they want at any time instead of having to grind for it. Like in order to get certain classes or jobs, actually called jobs, you have to have like 10 levels in this class and then 10 levels in another class. So once you master those two levels, you can access this new job. And some people don't want to do that. They just want to have it right away. They feel like it's too much. And I think that's why. Where in Fire Emblem, everybody is already what they're supposed to be. There's not really much of an evolution.
Yeah, nobody really wants to grind anymore.
So I think that, and it's going to sound mean when I say this, but I think it's just more laziness.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
we've become lazy. We've become lazy gamers. I agree. We've become like lazy
But
gamers.
I do want to tell Nintendo and Square Enix, don't give up on the Octopath Traveler release for mobile. Because yes, you're going to hear a lot of hate, but you know what? Mobile gamers spend money, and you're still going to make money.
That's
Trust me,
crazy.
if Final Fantasy 15: A New Empire is in the top 10 right now of money making
I,
because I actually just looked it up last night. It's actually
I
number 10 in money making
how is this game still alive? People stop paying
because
money.
people want to spend money on it.
This
That's why it's
game
so
is
alive.
not great. This game is not good. It's not Final Fantasy. It's not.
Yeah, it's really just a war game with Final Fantasy skins. But that's the thing is some people like war games, and of course those who like Final Fantasy as well. They put it together and they want to make sure that they have the best of everything, so they're willing to drop thousands of dollars on it. I mean, that's just what it boils down to, and it's a huge moneymaker.
I wonder if like people like Bill Gates kind of money play this game.
Some people
I don't know, man. I don't know.
they may not openly admit it, but I'm sure they do it.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. It is crazy. Speaking of games coming out, guess what game's coming out?
What's that?
Did you look in the podcast corner?
Well, I'm not looking at it right now,
No,
so I
no,
don't
no,
remember. But I
no,
did look at
no.
it.
You
Yes.
did look. Go go Power Rangers
Oh
again,
yeah, I did see that.
and it's gonna be a fighting game. I
How do
don't
you
know.
feel about it?
I don't
Are you
know.
hype about it or?
No, I was more hype about Power Rangers being an adventure game or like a side scroller than a one-on-one
Like
fighter.
one of those side-scrolling beat 'em up type things, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what it should have been. Is a side-scroller beat 'em up. Make it 4 players. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you and some friends can
Mhm.
get together and
Yep.
kind of beat down just like you did in the old days with like
Yep.
Bad Dudes and Streets of Rage and all that.
Yep. Give us some good
That would have been better.
graphics. Give us some
It
good
was some good
graphics.
graphics. Yep.
Slap some DLC on it, some microtransactions. You got yourself a winner. And
Hmm.
not that I approve of those practices. Those are just the practices of the times. So you gotta understand that that's games these days. But the fact that it was like a bad version of like it was like a really bad version of like Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah.
I was kind of yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the reason they went this route is because they figured if Dragon Ball Z could make a fighting game that's similar to Marvel vs. Capcom and be successful, they figure, well, why can't they? What they don't realize is Dragon Ball Z has a much bigger following than Power Rangers.
Not only that, but it has more characters. How
That
many
too, yeah, a
how
lot more characters.
how many versions of the Green Ranger and the White Ranger can I be? You know, because
Yeah.
if you know your fight, if you know your Power Rangers, you know, old schoolness, the White Ranger is the Green Ranger. So technically, even if you're the White Ranger, you're still the Green Ranger. Like like and what, you just gonna be the different forms? The different forms, like the different evolves. Like remember there were the regular Power Rangers and there were Power Rangers Turbo and then Power Rangers Ninja and then whoever knows what they are now. I mean,
Hmm.
I haven't watched it since, I was a kid, but I was like, and then you can't even be the best part of the game. You can't be the freaking whatever, the Zoid or
Oh, the Megazords or
the
whatever they're called.
Megazord. That's the best part of the game.
I'm probably saying it wrong, but
Yeah,
it's either Megazord or something like that. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
Like with our powers combined, blah blah blah. That's Captain Planet, but whatever.
That would be cooler, actually.
Yes,
Captain Planet. It
Captain.
wouldn't be as good though, but it would just be funny.
Next thing you know,
That's-
Power Rangers are gonna come out with a BR, man.
Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I honestly think that they should, and honestly, they don't even need to have microtransactions. It could be just a like $30 title
hmm
that's just a side-scrolling beat 'em up for console,
Dude,
and let it be done.
as soon as I saw that it was a fighting game and I saw the gameplay trailer of it, I didn't even read the rest of the article.
Yeah.
I didn't because
Like I said, I saw it and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to get into that.
I was
Uh,
I don't know, dude. I did it because of the old school game heads, because
yeah,
ironically, remember, like, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I said I always wanted to play a Power Ranger game.
yeah.
I never had the chance to play a Power Ranger game. So I saw it, And I got excited like a little kid. I was like,
Mhm.
I can finally play a Power Ranger game and it's gonna be new. And then I saw what it was, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
it's a fighting game. Rip.
Yeah, no,
Not
that
saying
was
fighting
not.
games are bad. Fighting games are good. Power Rangers fighting game is just not it. It's just not it.
Yeah, they didn't know. They did not need to jump into the fighting game genre.
It's
Um,
they actually have a mobile fighting game. There's a mobile fighting game and I played it. It was not
mhm,
fun. It was not
yeah.
fun. Within the first week, it got uninstalled. And y'all know me, I'm
Mhm.
an app hoarder. I don't install games.
It is an uninstall game. So.
I still got Candy Crush, okay? Candy Crush
Mhm.
still lives on my phone. Doesn't get played, but it lives.
Which
Uh,
is another mobile game that's one of the top sellers in the top three, I believe.
it hasn't got money from me.
Should get
Here,
money from everyone else.
here. Well, it's because people are lazy and don't realize you can change your clock and get more lives. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown. Save your $5 for your 5 moves. Change your clock, get 5 more moves, and play again.
Or
Mind
just
blown.
wait and just beat it later.
Oh
Because they're
yeah.
all beatable without adding moves. You can do it. It just
Yeah.
takes a little effort and
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, But again, we
But,
become lazy. To
well, how about this then? Since we're kind of talking about disappointing games, let me talk about a game that's coming out that might be decent.
mm,
And I say might be because I've only seen like a few videos of it, and it's something that Janet actually found for me that she wanted me to talk about.
interesting.
Currently in beta, I believe. It's a game called Generation Zero.
Huh.
So what it is, it's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows, or basically PC.
Is,
And it's basically a co-op survival game
is it like
where
a
basically
space? Is it like in space?
no, it's not in space. It's actually like a it almost looks like an apocalyptic world
Huh.
because like everything is pretty much like destroyed.
Yeah.
The way that I guess the story arc is you and some friends were traveling on a field trip or something, and then for some reason like your ship gets blown up or something, and you and a handful of people are basically injured, but you land up on this island, and on this island is basically a bunch of like I guess these weird kind of robots or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Some kind of machines, and these machines are kind of running amok on this land.
Uh-huh.
So you're having to basically survive, find guns, find ammo, and it's supposed to be up to I think 5-player co-op. And basically, you go around, and as you're collecting stuff and surviving, you're killing these like I guess machines or whatever that's been running amok on this particular island.
Huh.
But we did look at we watched some YouTube videos of a guy who has beta keys. He played it by himself just to kind of get a an idea about what it is, and the graphics look pretty good actually. The graphics are pretty nice. It looks like what a forest would look like and some lakes or whatever the case may be. You can go into houses and find stuff, and clues and whatever. But he also did a video where he did co-op and they were actually going to different areas like sheds and barns and stuff and finding stuff, and all of a sudden like they're every time like you're about to get attacked, the music changes to something a little more dramatic so you feel it.
Wow.
So it's kind of one of those things where it's more of one of those games you feel by listening, and also of course you're shooting them, trying to kill them, and trying to find the right weapon to kill them because you don't have unlimited ammo. So you have to find the pistol, the rocket launcher, the shotgun, whatever, and then find the bullets for it. And then once you run out of bullets, you're kind of like SOL. But the cool thing is like if they shoot you down, like your teammates can revive you as long as they don't get killed.
Hmm.
So it actually showed the guy like reviving a teammate, and it does take a few seconds to revive. You don't just touch them and all of a sudden be healed. Like it takes a few seconds. But once you get them back up, then y'all can continue, on your quest or whatever. It has a lot of potential. It's only in beta, but it has a lot of potential. But it's not like I don't think it's going to be like multiplayer, like fighting each other. I
Right.
think it's a co-op thing, which is still pretty cool. I like co-op games, so
Right.
I think this has potential for sure.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. Is this something you're gonna be interested in? You think playing or no?
Well, it's something that Jen's very interested in. My girlfriend. We're thinking about looking into it when it comes out, and then she's probably going to play with some other people that she plays with online because some of them are talking about playing it too.
Mm.
So I think they're going to probably do some co-op stuff.
Cool. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Division
I
Two.
wanted to kind of bring up something that we were actually happy about rather than being all depressed about.
Stupid Power Rangers. Bring on depression.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is a pretty sad episode today because I have more bad news. Article
More
13.
bad news.
Article 13 got passed in the UK. So
Hmm.
basically, what that boils down to is, the copyright thing, and like pretty much, like the UK is gonna be able to like stop certain things from like certain things that are like pretty much if anything is like copywritten, like being able to be copywritten, pretty much the UK can stop it from being seen. So that means Twitch is gonna have to come down harder on us, as far as like doing copyright material. At first, I thought it was like meaning like they couldn't stream, but then the more research I did last night, it just means like Twitch is gonna have to hire more people, and they're going to have to be like, "Oh, Handy, you playing Katy Perry music? I have the tiger. Guess what? Copyright. Turn it off, or your channel. We're gonna stop your channel." Pretty
I
much.
like how you brought that back. Katy
Yeah,
Perry, Eye of the Tiger.
Katy Perry, Eye of the Tiger, let's go. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, I don't know when or how this is affected, or when it takes effect, but it has passed. Um, the
I'm
CD.
glad you brought that up
Uh huh.
because that is supposed to affect YouTube as well,
Mhm.
but it's not as bad as everyone thinks it is. Well,
Okay.
at least for on the YouTube standpoint.
Okay.
So, as far as YouTube's concerned, how this affects YouTube is the fact that, like you mentioned, if you have anything that's considered copywritten, something may happen. Now, there is a guy that I'm actually subscribed to who actually broke it down and basically let and explained why this is not as bad, at least for YouTubers. As far as everything else, you might have a problem, but if you're YouTube gaming, it's not so bad. Basically, the way he broke it down, and I'm just simplifying it because there's a lot more to this.
Mhm.
If you play like music within the game, they may hit you with a like either a copyright strike or a warning or something like that. I
Mhm.
forgot what the term is, but you
Which
get like a slap on the wrist,
which
basically.
they already do. YouTube already
They
does that.
already do that. The only thing is it might happen more often. But here's the deal. This person says that as long as you can confirm that the music is from the game itself and not something that you ripped off from a CD or something, they'll actually get rid of that hit on you.
Hmm.
Because that's actually something that's been happening forever. He says that he's fought this over 100 times in his entire career because he makes like video game movies and stuff like that. He
Mhm.
does like Final Fantasy 15, the movie, and a bunch of other like video game type movies, God of War, all that stuff. So he gets hit with that a lot. And what he does is he just replies saying that this is legitimate content. This is not copyright. This is stuff that's already in the game. Therefore, it should stay. And most of the time, it stays. There was like 2 or 3 times where they went back saying, well, they still think it's wrong. So he then
Mhm.
appealed the decision saying, well, if you actually look at the video, because a lot of times everything's automated at first. It is not actually physically someone doing anything. It's all automated. Now, once you fight it the second time, someone actually has to go back and actually see the video and like, oh, this is from the game. You didn't actually copyright anything, and they let you
Mm.
go. The only issue that people have are people who actually put music on top of your games. That's where you're
Yeah.
going to get hit
Mhm.
hard.
Yep. That's why I don't.
Uh,
That's why I don't do that no more.
yeah.
When I'm streaming, I haven't done that in a while. Like, yeah, I put music on like when I'm like in the middle, like not in the middle, but like in the beginning of my stream. But
Hmm.
like, I used to put it on in the middle too, like when I was going to the restroom. But I've
Hmm.
learned that it's just better to just not put any music on over the top of your game, unless it's the game itself. Just
Yeah.
because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And It's a good thing I'm already practicing those practices because, like you said, they're coming with that. But I mean, that's funny you mentioned that because remember that I was having that issue before when I was streaming on YouTube. I would stream some game, I forget what it was, and I'd get
Hmm.
copyright strike because of the intro of the music of the game, not because of music I was putting on top of it, but the actual game itself. So
Yeah,
yeah,
if you'd have fought it, you'd have won.
that's crazy.
That was just a bot that was hitting you. It
Yeah,
wasn't actually someone who physically claimed it. It's an automatic bot that hits you. So usually when you reply, usually within a month or so, everything will be back to normal because it's part of the game.
right. Now you can
You're
get
allowed to do that.
right now that doesn't mean you can't like play music. There's copy written free music. There's also, you know, if you're music inclined like me, or like a few others that I know, you can make your own music to be played in your streams. But it's gonna be coming down to the nitty gritty where you guys like we just can't play music during our streams anymore. At least I mean I already don't anyway in the middle of the game. But yeah, with Article 13, it's gonna even be even harder. Um, as far as I know, I think it's like on all platforms, like you said, YouTube,
Yeah, it's all platforms, all
yeah,
streaming
yeah,
platforms.
YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. So yeah, so because a lot of people thought it was just Twitch. No, it's not just Twitch. Twitch is just speaking up about it on how hard it's gonna be and how hard it's gonna be to regulate because pretty much Twitch has got to hire
Hire more
more. Yeah,
people.
they gotta hire more people because they're not gonna be dumb. They're not gonna do the not talking bad against YouTube, but the algorithm is what is killed YouTube in a lot of ways because so many people don't want to deal with the algorithm with YouTube. Um, it's because like you're trying to beat a machine just to get a view or beat a machine to get monetized because certain things. So basically Twitch said, look, we're just gonna have to hire more people, and it just gets complicated. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the way I'm looking at it. He didn't say it like this, but this is the way I'm looking at it. If say you hire 1,200 people, right, to do this job, right, that means you have
Hmm.
1,200 different personalities, 1,200 different perspectives, 1,200 different ways of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? One
Hmm.
person might see it as copywritten, the other person may not. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough. But just know,
Yeah.
your boy Handy's gonna weather through the storm, man. That's all I can say.
Yeah, just know that regardless of what they do, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, it's not as dramatic as people make it, but uh, I don't know. I just don't know how who's all going to change their way of doing things. 'Cause when you're used to having music over your stream and you don't have it no more, it's a little much getting used to. But you just got to be more entertaining. Like what I mean
Yeah.
by that, by more entertaining, is you got to be more interactive. You got to be more talking with your audience. You can't just do this because you know it never flies. I'm just being honest. Unless you're like a pro gamer and or you have a certain situation or disability that makes it where you can't, then it doesn't fly. But other than that, I mean, if you let me rephrase that because I said it backwards. If you have a disability that makes it where you can't, or you're a pro gamer, then it's okay. But other than that, if you are perfectly okay and you're just a regular Joe Schmo guy and you just go like this and you don't interact with your audience, it's not gonna fly. That's just my tip. Go ahead. What were we gonna say?
No, no, you're absolutely right. No, there's really not much to add to that. I mean, you pretty much hit it right there.
Yeah.
So you did good. Perfect.
And that's the thing about music though is like music kind of makes streaming a little bit more easier than what it has to be, or a little bit more easier because if the person is not communicating, then 9 times out of 10, like, this is just seeing it from my wife's perspective. Like my wife will gravitate more towards the people playing music in the stream because even if they're not talking or doing what it is, like she's still jamming out to the music. So it's like, what happens when you take that element away? Well, you have to be more engaging with your audience, and you have to, which is a little interesting, but we'll see how that changes for a lot of people.
That will affect me though, and the reason why is because for those who watch specifically my Shadowverse videos, I typically put video game music from other games on the background while I'm actually playing the game itself.
Hmm.
So you'll usually hear some either Final Fantasy or some other, Legend of Zelda or whatever other game music that I want to put in the background.
Uh
I'll
huh.
usually add that on top of what I'm doing,
Uh huh.
which means that technically they could hit me on that if they wanted to. They haven't,
Right.
but they could if they wanted to, and I wouldn't be able to fight it because I'm technically ripping off of an actual soundtrack.
Uh huh.
Um, so if that happens to me, that means I'm stuck with just the game music, which is not terrible, but
Oh,
not what I like.
but I mean,
Um,
you're pretty entertaining. I mean, well, I shouldn't say entertaining because entertaining might be a bad word.
that's a bit of a stretch, but I'm more of a teacher, so
But
that's not always
you
entertaining.
okay? But I was saying is you talk. Okay, you're not
I
like
do
this.
talk,
You're
yeah,
not like this. You're not like this. You talk. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You talk. You communicate. You act like there's a room full of people. You're the one that taught me that. Everybody wants
yeah.
to know how I became, able to talk and been so got energetic and be able to explain things. That's because of this man right here. Um I didn't, grasp that until I saw this man do it. It's not that other people didn't tell me to do it. I just certain people, like, I don't take a lot of advice from a lot of people, but there's certain people that I take advice from, and like this man is like one. I've been taking advice from this man for years, uh, and so when I saw him do that, I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. I understand. I understand. I get it, and it made sense, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna start implementing that in my streams, and ever since then, it's because of you, man. Handy Kill Cam channel is awesome and amazing. Uh,
I'm happy to hear that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And this wonderful podcast we do every week that you can
Of
hear
course.
on Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And
Mhm.
one day we'll get on iTunes. I just don't know how to do it. I am not Apple friendly. Apple to me is I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Don't get it. So if anybody in the chat or anybody listening later on knows how to handle and tackle Apple, holla at your boy, cause I am in need some Apple assistance. So definitely. What else do you have for us, bud?
Well, yeah, I think I can bring this up. So another thing I was going to bring up is E3. Not E3. I'm sorry, PAX East.
Mm-hmm.
So now the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Nintendo was talking about making a big showing there.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Nintendo reveals PAX East games lineup and tournaments. Now, if you remember, probably about the beginning of the year, I had announced that they were having some online Smash Brothers Ultimate tournaments, to be done like every month, and they're actually doing a tournament and PAX East for
Oh,
Smash Brothers Ultimate, and I think it was Splatoon 2.
so
Yeah,
they do all the cool tournaments on the one that I can't go to. Way to go,
yeah,
Nintendo. GG's.
yep. It's PAX East in Boston this year, March 28th to March 31st. They're gonna do a few. They're gonna be demoing a lot of games, and then they're gonna be headlined by the finals of the Splatoon 2 North America Tournament Open and the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Open as well. The finals will be on the 30th on both games, actually, I believe. And then also, of course, they're going to be doing some games that you can play, like they're gonna let you preview Yoshi's Crafted World, which is a new game that's gonna be launching. Dragon Quest Builder 2, Mortal Kombat 11,
Dang.
and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Dang.
Um,
I got
so,
invited to PAX East too, but I couldn't afford it. I was like, I can't go. I got
oh, that
invited to
sucks,
go.
man.
That does suck. Hate to see
Yeah, like Nintendo's
it.
gonna go hard at PAX East. Like I said, a big
Yeah.
tournament and then lots of cool games to demo. I mean, they're gonna be in full force. You know what I mean? It's gonna be
Yeah.
hype. So for those of you that go into PAX East, hit up booth 18055. That's for Yoshi's Crafted World, Dragon Quest Builders, and a bunch of other indie games. And then go to booth 20061 for Mortal Kombat 11, Bloodstained Ritual of the
Dang, look, he
Night.
got the booth numbers, y'all. Let's go.
Yep, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, and Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered.
Yo,
Those
yo,
are all going to
yo.
be.
Gary, thank you so much for that host, man. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, and of course, a bunch of other games. So those are the main two booths you can go to if you want to demo some of the games. And then, of course, you'll be able to see the tournaments live somewhere within the vicinity.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome, dude. Yeah, Web Around is actually having a partnership dinner, and they emailed me and invited me to go, and I was like, I can't go.
man, that
Yeah.
sucks.
That sucks. Dang it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's going to be hype, though. So for those of you going to PAX
Oh.
East, you have a lot to look forward to.
What's what's up, Gary? How you doing, man? But yeah, man, that's sick. That's really, really sick.
Hmm.
Man, I would, and that's the thing that's missing in South, dude. They don't have no tournaments like that. I feel like if they had more tournaments like that in South, I feel like South would be lit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
that's true.
South is just catered to the tabletop people. I don't know. That's all I
Yeah,
see in South tabletop.
and that's and I'm glad you brought that up, is because I was actually telling a friend of mine about my experience at PAX, and he was like, "Well, that's a bit disappointing because my understanding of this is all supposed to be about video games, but you said that half of it was card games," and I'm like, "Yeah, that was pretty much half of it. They had a
Yeah.
big section for card games." And I mean, yeah, you did have like a big Smash Bros. Tournament, but that was pretty much it as far as like big things. Everything else was a few demos here and there, maybe a few places you can buy a few things, but it wasn't really like it wasn't what I expected it to be. And I
No.
was trying to not make it sound like it was like a bad
Bad
event to
thing?
go to. But the problem is when people have expectations and you can't deliver on those expectations, it's hard to hype something that doesn't really fulfill its obligations.
Here's the problem. When you have something like PAX East, right? As big as PAX East is, and you see how hype PAX East is, and then you go to PAX South, you're like, wait a minute. Am I at the right thing? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that PAX South is bad, but when you know about PAX East, and we've been knowing about PAX East since the dawn of time, you know, and I say this because they were doing PAX East events back when G4 and Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb were doing their thing as video game journalists. When video game journalists was a thing, and uh, uh, it actually took, you know, it actually took a freaking a degree to be a journalist in that genre. Now anybody can be a journalist. Now anybody can write an article on a game or whatever and get traction, which is a good thing and it's a bad thing also. But anyway, um, that's when PAX East first started. So PAX East became this big, huge thing, and then when you go to PAX South, it's a totally different thing. Now, to defend PAX South has not been around that long as PAX East, but it surprises me. Okay, because the first year I went, we had a big Overwatch tournament, which was hype. Second year I went, we had a Super Smash Brother, not the new Smash Brothers, but it was the old Smash Brothers. It was before the new Smash Brothers came out. Last year we had no tournaments. As far as like big hype games as far as I know of. So I don't know, man. I keep saying, this. I feel like South is gonna get moved from San Antonio, and I feel like it's gonna end up going to Arlington or Austin. I keep saying that. Not the,
Probably Austin because Austin has a lot of like video game support. A
the
lot of companies are in Austin for gaming.
the only reason why I say Arlington is because Arlington just opened up this big, huge esports arena, like huge, and they have like big gaming events there. It's like right across the street from the Texas Rangers Stadium, ironically. So if your kids don't want to go to a baseball game, they can go right there. They can play video games, do all kinds of crazy stuff. It's really huge. Uh and there's like crazy events there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's the space, maybe it's something, but something's like not clicking there. And I don't know what it's gonna need to take, but I hope it grows in a good way. I don't want it to leave San Antonio. I love going every year, but it's just I expect this big thing. I expect because I know San Antonio. San Antonio is a big video gaming city. Uh, Everybody in San Antonio loves video games. So the fact that San Antonio's not capitalizing on that as far as PAX blows my mind. That's just me though. I don't know. Thoughts? Am I wrong? Is San Antonio not a big video gaming city? Am I wrong? Or
So I'll say that I mean, yeah, there are lots of people in San Antonio that are gamers in general.
right?
I don't know. It's not that they don't get enough people because when like I said when I went, I mean there was a lot of people
Yeah,
there.
there's a lot of
So
people
we
there.
have the people, we just don't have the event.
We just had the content.
Yeah, it's not the people that's the problem. Like I said, they just need to cater more to what it was supposed to be to begin with, which is video games. More tournaments. During the afternoon. More. I mean, the booths were fine. I mean, as far as like selling stuff, I mean, if you want to like look for cool things, I mean, yeah, I'll say that was probably one of the best things about it. If I had more money, I would have definitely dropped, a few hundred on a few things I would have liked to have as a collector kind of a thing. But
Mhm.
other than that, I mean, just wasn't really a lot there. Like I said, there was like a few demos, which unfortunately one wasn't hyped well enough. You know, which we already discussed.
Right.
Um, but I don't know. It needs more, I think. I mean, and maybe it's because of the fact that I've seen how PAX East is and the hype. I guess I expected the same thing from
Right.
PAX South, so maybe we just need to give it a little more time, like you said. But I don't know. It's just weird.
It is weird. It's really weird, dude. Like, I mean, I
Yeah,
understand things can't be exactly the same, but like when you have a night and day difference, it's kind of weird.
yeah. Now
But
I will admit that even though there is card gaming, it doesn't. I'm not saying that it doesn't belong there, so to speak, because I mean it is gaming in general. And they also had a big role play thing. I forgot to mention
oh
that, but
yeah,
they had
yeah,
a
yeah.
little room where you can do some role playing as well.
Hmm.
So I mean they had that stuff there. I just felt like the video game content was lackluster and
Right.
overall.
Right. Right. Right.
So those things still belong there. Card games, role playing, also it still belongs there, but it doesn't necessarily need to be the focal. I mean that's a chance for a gaming company to be like, bam, this is what's coming out. You know what I mean? Come check this out. There's to me it just wasn't enough hype. I don't
No.
know. I guess
No.
I'm just too
No,
picky
no,
these
no.
days.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And if you guys see me looking down on my phone, I'm actually looking at the podcast corner notes stuff that we have. I agree with you. It's not that tabletop is bad. It's just the ratio. It's like when you have a sandwich, right? And you have like not enough meat and too much lettuce. You know, you need more meat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you know, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Uh, This is really nuts. It's really, really nuts, dude.
But I'm happy to hear that Nintendo's making a big showing at PAX East. I mean, it shows that they care, as far as putting out their products and letting the world see it. And of course, I can respect them not going to every event. I mean, PAX East is one of the biggest ones. You might as well make a big showing at the one that's going to be the biggest. So, it's fine. Do your thing. You know what I mean? And like I said, I hope you guys enjoy. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
All
definitely.
who's going to be going. Like, I hope that is as exciting as I'm hyping it up to be. Because, like I said, PAX East is always hype. Like I always see good things about it. Despite all the things we said about PAX South, let's focus more on the good stuff. So yeah, PAX East was what we were talking about to begin with. There's lots of good stuff going on, but I'm only mentioning it from a Nintendo standpoint only because I mean obviously that's one of my biggest focuses when I do my research. And the fact that they're going to be demoing a lot of like hot stuff is a big deal, and two big tournaments. You know what I mean? And that's just Nintendo. That's not including Sony, Microsoft, indie companies. That's just straight up Nintendo. So if Nintendo is doing all of this for PAX East, imagine what everybody else is going to be doing there too.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely.
So it's going to be hype, faux show.
I think if anything, like, it's gonna make this should make South like step up their game. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If they see this, I think South should step up their game. So I don't know. We'll see what
Yeah, we'll
happens.
see.
Hopefully we can watch it live on Twitch. The
Yeah, I don't
tournament.
know if they do PAX Live at all. I never really looked into that.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. Um, it just depends on the situation. I know that the Overwatch tournament that I watched that one year was on Twitch.
But I
Um,
think that was more the tournament that was being broadcasted, not the actual convention. So I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really
yeah,
think that's the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, people can. I know people
Yeah.
can, but yeah, I don't know.
Like I'm sure the tournaments will be broadcasted more than likely. So you'll probably be able to see that on Twitch, at least the tournaments. So
Mm-hmm.
you may have to just kind of look into it and see. I don't know. I didn't go that far.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just gotta look at what's gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of different, I guess events, I'll kind of switch over to E3 because that's
Mm-hmm.
coming up too soon.
Definitely.
There was an article that I read that E3 grows a little quieter now that EA pulls out of the event.
Wait.
I know you're so shocked.
Wait. 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 People are sad about E3 because EA pulls out of the event. Who was hype about EA? If anybody's hype about EA being at E3, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you.
Well, basically, to kind of put this into perspective, EA will not be holding its regular showcase at the Series E3 event. Instead, they're just going to be more or less just kind of doing the whole like you'll see like a few video clips related to EA, but you're not going to have like a spokesperson hype up their product. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of don't blame them. I mean, they've been like
They do the
really
worst showing
pumping
every
it.
year. No offense, I don't mean to yell in your ear, but they do the worst showing every year. What do you expect, bro?
Yeah. So unfortunately, for those of you who want to see EA kind of have more representation, you're really just gonna probably see, probably see some videos of like games coming out, kind of a thing. That's probably the most you're gonna get.
Mm.
Now they're not really the only company though that's not really going hard either. Because EA isn't really the first to pull out of the holding at a C3 conference. Sony also announced in November that it would be foregoing the formalities as well, exploring other options to showcase their releases. So you might not really see much from Sony either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, of course, Nintendo, they're going to do something weird like they always do. So you'll probably see a little more from Nintendo and probably Microsoft. But as far as Sony in general and EA, those are the two that are mainly not going to really have a major showcase at
News flash! I'm about to break. I'm about to blow everybody's mind. You want to know why everybody's not so hype about E3?
E3.
Everybody can go.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it too. Well, here's another thing too, and this is going to be more for Nintendo. Nintendo's probably not going to flex much at E3 because they flex at their own events. They don't need E3. I mean, that's kind of what it's boiled down to. I mean, do you realize the hypeness that we were talking about Nintendo just recently because of their own thing that they did?
Yeah, that's very true.
Why use E3 when you can just hype up yourselves through your own channels and having to pay somebody else to do it?
And that goes back to what we were saying earlier. You know, back in the day when Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler, they were
Hmm.
reporters. Like they didn't. There wasn't the like there wasn't really gaming companies doing their own events back then. So E3 was kind of
Yeah.
like the thing. You know what I'm saying? And then E3 was so exclusive, like everybody wanted to know the buzz at E3. Now the way everything is, everybody either knows before E3 or knows what's going to be announced at E3 or anybody can just buy a ticket at E3. So, really, what's the buzz at E3? Nothing.
Yeah, that's true. It's just become an thing. And you know, I didn't think it was going to go that
BRB,
far because I
BRB.
mean,
I'll be right
yeah,
back.
go ahead. Yeah, sure. Because like when we first heard about E3 being like a thing where anybody can go, I mean, I myself was kind of disappointed because I would have rather had that exclusive invite. You know what I mean? So to get the details and then be able to tell people afterwards. But when I found that everybody could go, I mean, it wasn't as exciting anymore. But I didn't think that it was going to affect other companies not being excited either, because now you're seeing all these companies deciding not to really do much content except for making a couple of like, you know, coming soon videos. Because back in the day, all the companies would go there, they'd make their big press conference, you'd have somebody talking about all kinds of good stuff that's coming out, and everybody would get hyped. But there's going to be a lot less talking this year, it seems, just because of the simple fact that I don't know, it's just not as exciting anymore. It's kind of sad, in all honesty, it really is. Man, this did become a sad episode. That is kind of sad. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be E3 for the most part. In a nutshell, it's gonna be a lot of videos. Nintendo's probably gonna do something, but nothing really super big because they're already doing their own thing. I don't know. Maybe this will be Microsoft's time to shine. Could be a theory, something to think about. But I wouldn't expect E3 to be too hype. As far as what I would like to see, maybe an announcement of. Well, actually, you know what? There was a rumor, and I don't know how true this is. This is only a rumor, but I've heard rumors that apparently Square Enix is supposed to announce an actual release date for the Final Fantasy VII remake or something like that. I and again, I hate saying that because I know there's a lot of people that's going to be like, "Really? Oh my god, I got to watch it," and then they're going to get disappointed if they don't actually give a specific date. But this is only a rumor. Supposedly, they're either going to talk about a release date or maybe a time frame or something like that. But supposedly, Square Enix is supposed to make some kind of announcement about Final Fantasy VII remake. Which honestly, I think that would be the best time since supposedly there's not going to be a whole lot of hype anyway. That's going to be Square Enix time to shine right there. So Square Enix, you need to get on that. Microsoft, this is probably going to be your chance to do something crazy because the other companies are apparently not caring. This is a big marketing opportunity for some of you because even though we're talking about it not being as hype, I think there's still potential. So don't necessarily just ignore E3 because of what we said here today. Like, you know, be a little bit excited. There could be something coming. It's just going to come out of left field, is basically what I'm getting at. There's going to be something that we're going to see that nobody is going to know of, and it's going to be crazy. And everybody's going to be like, man, I kind of wish I'd have shown up now, kind of a thing. So we'll see. But sorry, EA, that you're not going to make a big, appearance. We understand that you're having problems, and it's cool. And there are EA fans out there, and that's why we kind of talked about it too. Because even if we're not fans of those companies, it doesn't mean that we can't give respect to the company and the fans of said company. Just like how we might not be big in Microsoft, but we respect them and we respect the people that play games from those companies. So there
Yeah,
you have it.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. My thing is just like it's just crazy that I don't know. It was like one of the things I wanted to like one of my goals was one, be in the video game awards, and then two was like, get it get invited to E3. Now, like getting invited to the E3 is just like oh, well, if I don't get invited to E3, guess what? I can just buy my own ticket. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wouldn't really compare it to the video game awards because the video game awards, I don't think they've ever been exclusive. It started off really as just like kind of
No, no, no,
a online
no.
Audible thing that just
I'm
kind of
saying
blew up.
like, getting a video game award. That would be dope.
Oh, okay, getting an award in general. I thought you were talking about the awards itself.
No,
Okay,
no,
never
no, no,
mind.
no, 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 no. I'm like talking about like
Okay.
getting an award. That'd be sick. Um,
Yeah.
it's like one of those. It's like one of those things that's like, man, it may never happen, but if it did happen, it'd be awesome. That's why I, you know, pictured the E3 because back then, like streaming wasn't like really is what it wasn't what it is today. You know what I'm saying? Being, you know, uh, a video game podcaster, reporter, whatever you want to call it. Please don't call us reporters. We're not really reporters. We just sit here and talk about what we're passionate about. Uh, and we love doing what we do. But anyway, you know, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Like it's just not an exclusive. Is anymore. It's like it's like making Super Bowl tickets $10 a piece. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like if it's that easy to go to the Super Bowl, then the Super Bowl is really not that exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Or not really like that. What's the word? Like I don't know. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean, of course, I'm excited for E3. I'll be excited to see what happens. See when the P actually, there's a lot of things getting announced before E3. Anyway, like Microsoft and GDC, like a lot of like we were talking about, a lot of places don't even use E3 for the big announcement. Now it's all about beating E3. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're gonna announce it before E3. We're gonna beat E3. So it's like I don't know. E3 just not doesn't seem that like big of a thing on the radar anymore, in my opinion. Uh,
Yeah, it seems to be dying off, but we'll see.
we'll see what happens.
Like I said, I'm interested to see how they do this year because, like I say, it could be better than we're expecting it to be, and that's why I'm gonna at least watch it and see what
Oh, of
happens.
course, of course. Well, we got to. We got to talk about it, man. We got to talk
Yep,
about our podcast. Definitely got to.
yep.
What was the other thing I was gonna bring up? I thought I was looking at the podcast corner, but I was going to the restroom. Uh, let's see. We talked about that. Oh, yeah. So the little thing I want to talk about, and since you are the online mobile gaming guy, I know you don't have an iPhone, but now you can. Yo, Kudok with that raid. Yo, Kudok, thank you so much for that raid, man. Yo, sorry I was texting you during your stream. I was just a little worried about you because I was in your stream and then all of a sudden on my end it went black. So I thought your stream went down and I didn't know if you knew, but I guess it was just the app being stupid. But what up, man? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Crew Dizzle. My boy Crew Dizzle coming in with that raid though. Thank you so much, man. He's an Apex legend already, guys. He may play Call of Duty, but deep down he's an Apex legend. He's an Apex legend with me when on Mondays and Fridays. Actually, this Friday though we're gonna be playing. I'm probably gonna be playing Division 2 with my cousin and DB. But I don't know. My cousin said he has to go into work, so we'll see what happens. But what up, Crew Dizzle? What's good, man? Thank you so much, man, for that raid. We're just discussing, pretty much. I'm gonna be talking about how you can now, remotely play your PS4 on your iPhone or
iPhone or iPad.
iPad,
Yeah.
and also there's a way to actually use your controller on your iPhone or iPad without having to hook it up to Bluetooth. At one point, it it re it red barred. I saw you were in there. might have been that when it happened. Yeah, it might have been. That's why I was just texting to make sure, everything was okay. So I do apologize. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. I was just making sure everything was good. Um, but yeah. I always hate that when if my stream's down and I don't know it. I'm all sitting here for like an hour talking, hanging out, and the next thing you know, your stream's down. What? I didn't know that. So um, but so as of right now, the update, you can now download the remote access for your PlayStation onto the tablet and put in the code, and now you can remotely play your PlayStation 4 on your tablet of the iPhone. I don't know what they call it, iPad or the iPhone. Now, here is the great trick that I learned through YouTube, because YouTube is awesome. You can actually use your PS4 controller on your iPad while doing the remote play. And you want to say, well, Handy Kill Cam, how do you do that? And basically, what you do is you create a dummy account on your PS4. And when you create your dummy account on the PS4, you log into that account first, and then you do the remote play with your iPad there. And then after you do that, then you log into your main account and you play the game. So basically, you can use your PS4 controller while on your iPad, and your TV does not have to be on. So for those people that are having, multiple people use the TV, this is cool. And why am I bringing this up even though I don't own an iPad? Because I'm pretty sure, considering that it's already out for Apple products, I'm pretty sure Android is next. You always know Mr. OMG over here brings up the joke. Apple gets it first, and here we go, folks. Apple got it first.
I told you. That's all I can say. I told you. It happens all the time.
Yes, because it's gaming related. That too, and it's because it's gaming related. I'm actually excited for it. Because if it happens on Android, then I'm gonna be able to play Apex Legends, on my daughter's tablet while everybody watching TV. Especially if it's before I get my Switch, but hopefully I'll have a Switch by then. Like I said, my cousin went to go and do that, and Goosinator, and they were sold out. So we'll see what happens. But it's just I enjoy gaming. In fact, I've been playing a lot of chess, dude. A lot of chess. To me, that's gaming. I don't know.
It is. It's a game.
Yeah, I play a lot. I've been playing a lot of chess. So like and I say this to say this because when the wife and the kid are watching TV and it's stuff that I'm necessarily not into, I'm normally gaming. So I would like to play like Apex Legends or some Switch. What if Apex Legends came to Switch? Wait a minute.
That's possible.
That's possible. So yeah, for anybody that has an iPhone or an iPad, and that's basically what the new update was for the PlayStation. At least that was the big highlight of the update.
Well, I have a
Also,
little bit of history regarding this too.
oh,
That's something
nice,
that a lot of people don't know.
nice. Go ahead.
4 years ago, Remote Play was originally made available for Sony's Xperia 73 Mobile 4 years ago. However, has just arrived on iOS after numerous fans requested the feature for years. Apart from this, the feature was previously supported on Android devices
Yes,
and the PlayStation Vita.
yes.
While Sony is expanding Remote Play on smartphone devices, it's pulled out of its own handheld hardware business, which means that they basically ceased production of the Vita in Japan market at the end of all of this. So unfortunately, you can't do the Android and PS Vita combination anymore. But that was a thing.
Yeah,
But now they're switching over.
I wish they'd bring it back. Honestly, they need to bring it back. I totally forgot about
Yeah.
that. And yes, I've been watching Big T play chess, but honestly, that's not what got me into chess. I've always been a chess player. I've been in and out of it. I've been playing chess on and off. Let's see, how long ago were we in school? How long ago?
I probably started playing around the year 2000 is going to be my
Okay,
guess.
so on and off, I've been playing chess for about 19 years. Yeah, cause I always have these moments, and you could ask OMG. I always have these moments like in life where I stop playing chess and then I get back into it. I stop playing chess and I get back into it. And yes, watching Big T play has got me back into it again. But I've learned like it's weird. Like, and I'm sorry if you don't like me using this terminology, but I'm gonna use this terminology. Like chess to me is like reading the Bible. Every time I go back to something, every time I go back to it and look into it, like I learn something new and I get better and I get more knowledgeable. And it's the same thing with chess with me. So, uh, you've never played chess? Man, chess is it's so it's crazy because there's so many ways to attack in chess, and there's so many ways of learning. Like I've learned this new opening, called the I think it's called the Queen's Gambit or something like that. So I've been learning a bunch of different gambits, and it's really nuts. Um, you'd be actually be surprised. OMG, guess who says I have a strong opening?
One of the twins.
Yes, one of the twins. He's like, wow,
Yeah.
he actually wants to play me, which is really cool. I'm actually looking forward to it. If I do play him, I'm gonna send you the I'm gonna send you the game so you can see it. That's the beautiful thing.
Okay.
That the beautiful thing is like you could send somebody the game and they could see all the moves that you did, which is really cool. Um, I'm trying to get OMG back into chess just to play, not to play seriously, but just to play. Um, cause I miss playing him in chess. Uh, but it probably won't do it for a while. Probably will be a while. But yeah, I've been in the games I've been playing is Apex, chess. Actually, I've just been playing Apex and chess right now. As far as like off stream like during the week, if I'm not playing Apex, I'm playing chess, and then I try to play a little bit of Shadowverse. Um, and get on that. But I was mad because I lost in the Grand Prix when I shouldn't have lost in the Grand Prix, but I got lost to the stupid card that OMG uses. And luckily, for some reason, I could beat OMG, but I can't beat these other people, and their decks are weaker than OMG, so it boggles my brain. But anyway,
Well,
yeah.
there is a matter of luck too. Like sometimes you draw better, sometimes you don't.
Well,
You know.
apparently, they got the luck medal on their side when I play in the Grand Prix. Uh,
Yeah, because little known fact, the whole Jerry deck thing.
yeah.
Every time I play against someone who uses it, they always get the card the turn they need it. Always, without fail. They're always luckier than I am. And I actually end up losing to it half the time because of it. It's the stupidest thing in the world and it makes me very upset. So yeah, I lose to crap too.
It's so annoying because I know I'm a
Yeah.
better player than what it has me at, and I know I sound like I'm talking about Overwatch, but Overwatch is different. Overwatch's rank system's messed up. Shadowverses is not. I just not getting the heart of the cards are not with me, man. Right
The
now,
heart of the cards.
the heart
Mm-mm.
of the cards are not with me. So yeah, I don't know. So I've just been like having to like step away and get a break from it because it's frustrating because I know I have a strong deck. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I need to build my sword deck, but I don't even know where to begin. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't.
The best thing that I can tell you is watch some YouTube videos of people who do play Swordcraft well,
Mm,
and then also take a look at the Grand Prix winning decks for Swordcraft.
yeah.
Like that, and those two in combination
Hmm.
will help you a lot. So
Yeah.
you have to just do some homework. That's basically what it
Yeah.
boils down
Yeah. I
to.
gotta do my own research. You hear that? Do your own research. We're going to part 2, doing your own research. People, do your own
Hmm.
research. Yeah. Do your own research. Definitely, definitely, definitely. What was I gonna talk about today, or the rest of the day? Um, what was I gonna bring up? Oh, Black Ops 4 did a new update. I'm not really excited about it. It's pretty much they're pretty much celebrating like they did for the what'd you call it, Modern Warfare Remastered. They're pretty much celebrating Patrick's Day. Um, they got a bunch of like leprechaun stuff and green skins and stuff like that. I don't know, man. I don't understand. I never understood like game. Like I understand like maybe the Christmas holiday, but I never understood like games celebrating like um Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day. I don't know. I always looked at those like I don't know. I always looked at those holidays as like being a kid holiday. Is that weird?
It's a matter of perspective because I mean, there are some people as adults that do enjoy Valentine's, where there's another half that don't really care. But as far as gaming is concerned, it's marketing, it's money. People will spend money on skins, Valentine's Day skins, St. Patrick's Day skins. Holiday, honestly, are the best time for at least mobile games to make money is because people want to get those special exclusive skins so they can have something that nobody else does or a lot of people don't have, whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just easy money is what it boils down to.
Yeah, Krudak said the Leprechaun game is pretty much the fracture, the like fracture in Black Ops 3. See, I don't know, man. I'm maybe that's why I'm excited to play a new game, like a different game, like a different style of game, because Division 2 is like you know how you're talking about co-op games. No, that's what
Yeah.
this is. It's a co-op game, so it's gonna be
Mhm.
pretty cool. It's gonna be a looter shooter. Um, I'm not really like I said, looter shooters is not normally my genre, but I'm willing to expand because I get to spend time with, like with family playing the game, and there's gonna be a bunch of us playing it anyway, so might as well try it out on Xbox Friday since I'm playing it on Xbox. That is right. I actually bought a brand new game on the Xbox, guys. Can you believe it? My Xbox is actually gonna get used. Can you believe it? Uh, it's gonna be
That's something special.
yeah. Well, I mean, I gotta show Xbox a lot of love because they're actually the only console that's really doing anything for disability right now. And
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm no offense PlayStation, but what did I get? I got Division 2 like last Thursday. No, last Friday. Like last Friday. I got it, but I didn't get the super expensive version. I didn't get the expensive version. I didn't get the 3 day early version. If you play, that's the thing that bothered me about this game. Like, there's like 4 different pre-order versions, and like the $200 one and the hundred and something dollar one was like the three like you get to play it 3 days early. If you just paid like if you pre-ordered the $60, you have to wait until Friday to play it. It's crazy.
Mm. Okay.
It's crazy. I don't know if I really agree with that player model. It's a little nuts. I wasn't gonna spend that much. I mainly got it Cruda because Anthem was a game that me and my cousin were enjoying, but it keeps breaking, consoles, and they haven't really came out of a way to solve it, except for do the player database thing. Um, you know, and unfortunately for Xbox, I don't think you can do that. So me and my cousin, we're not touching Anthem. Like even if they come up with an update, we're not touching Anthem. And like my cousin likes looter shooters, and he bought that for us to play. And so I was like, well, I'll buy Division for us to play because I was more excited out of looter shooters. I was more excited for um, Division 2 because of the more content. Oh, you're good. Uh, you're good, Odie. So I hope you're doing all right. So, um, you know, so basically, I got it. I got it. So me and him could play, and then I found out DV got it, and I was like, well, I already know what he's gonna be playing on Friday, so I might as well play this on Friday since that way. Cause y'all know I play with DB on Friday. He's the reason why I changed the Xbox on Friday. Cause his day was off. Me and him would always game on Friday. So We might be gaming on Friday. I don't know if he is or not, but I know my cousin is gonna try. I don't know. Depends. He said he might have to work, but either way, we're gonna see some possible handy moments on Division 2. And it's not gonna be a normal staple on the channel as far as me streaming it all the time, but we will be doing it this Friday, and probably we'll be doing it this week. Um,
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the term looter shooter because that's kind of what that Generation Zero game sounds like to me. It sounds more like
a
a
looter
looter
shooter
shooter
shooter.
because literally you're just picking up stuff so that you can destroy the machines that are that you're stuck on the island with. And I don't think it's gonna be one of those games that's gonna be like a big money maker as far as like a triple A like
Mm-hmm.
billions of dollar title. It's gonna be one of those games where like only certain people are gonna buy that want to play with their friends, kind of a thing.
What are your thoughts on looter shooters? I mean, you've never really talked about looter shooters, like if you like them or if you don't like them. Like, what are Owen like? Not like what the gaming community thinks of looter shooters, but what are your thoughts of looter shooters?
I think they're interesting. I
Uh huh.
mean, the fact that you have a limited supply of stuff and you have to survive with those limited supplies and you have to actually find them, I think it's an actual good idea. It's a good concept. It's not just, okay, I have this gun that has unlimited ammo, let's go and wreck shop. No, I actually have to go find all of these little components. It's more of a challenge. So instead of me just running around shooting people, I have to actually
Mhm.
find stuff,
Mhm.
you know, as another form of survival and then be able to eventually attack what's going on, hide, do whatever I need to do. I think it's just another thing that adds to the funness of a game.
You know the
More
thing. You
strategy.
know the thing that bothers me about the looter shooter
Mhm.
community. Sometimes, no offense to anybody that's in the looter shooter community, I'm not talking about you specifically, but some people confuse looter shooters as RPGs because you level up your character gets stronger, and da 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 da. You get stronger weapons, blah blah blah. Looter shooters are not RPGs. Okay, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not role playing games. You're not playing a role. I mean, I guess you are, but it's not an RPG.
It's
Okay.
not what a RPG was in the '90s. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
But and I think people will confuse this for an RPG too because not only are you collecting stuff, but you can level up some of your abilities as well within the
Mm.
game.
Mhm.
So it does have some leveling up in-game elements as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same as Division
so
Two.
so yeah, it's going to be probably something similar to that, but just a different story.
I gotta
That's
say
pretty much what
this.
it's going to
I
be.
gotta say this. Division 2 looked amazing. I was watching DB play it yesterday because he actually paid to get the 3 day early. I was watching him play yesterday just so I can get kind of a feel of like what to expect as far as bugs go and whatnot. The game looked really amazing. I mean, he is playing it on an Xbox One X, but the game looked really, really amazing. Like the actual days evolve from day to night, evolving weather, and you did have this in Division 1, but it was it was it was I don't know, it was just done differently. And the crazy thing is, if you've ever been in Washington D.C., they actually did a 1-to-1 scale of Washington D.C. So you can actually go to the street. Like if you like drove around Washington D.C. and you're playing this game, you know exactly where you're going. I think
That's pretty cool.
that is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Normally I don't stream looter shooters. Normally I don't play looter shooters. I just got really into looter shooters once my cousin got into Anthem. And it was just because me and him were having a lot of fun together. And then once, EA and BioWare had to kill my fun, we had to figure out something else. Like, it was weird. Like, when that happened with Anthem, me and my cousin didn't know what to play together anymore. We're like, so what do we play? And it was like, he's like, do we play Apex? And we played Apex, and we are like, dude, this just isn't the same. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, me and my cousin play looter shooters together. I've never experienced this with anybody that I've played looter shooters before. And this me and him, like, we tear it up, and it was crazy. Oh, why you gotta do an update right? Why you gotta like do a virus protection scan right now? This is the wrong time, computer. You need to get your stuff together. I don't like you right now. Need to get this stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. If we don't continue streaming it, I'm actually thinking about making it a series on YouTube, just to put some more gaming content on YouTube. Because I haven't really shown my YouTube any love as far as gaming content wise. People are still begging for Wild City videos to come again. They're not coming. It was only a one-time video to show OMG that video. And surprisingly enough, that video's got over 3,000 views.
Yep. It's always the ones that you don't expect to do anything that gets the most like attention. It makes no sense to me.
It really doesn't. Like, and that's the same thing with Instagram. Like, there was like this gaming clip. Like, I actually took time to edit and do all this cool stuff. It got like a little bit of traction. This last video, like, I just like downloaded the clip, uploaded it on Instagram. It got more traction. I didn't do no editing, no nothing. I just uploaded it. It was just raw. And I'm like, okay, makes no sense. It's like the algorithm knows if you like put your time. It's like the algorithm's like, oh, he put his time into it. Put it at the bottom of the
suggestion list.
Suggestion list. Yeah. Yep. And then if you didn't put a lot of time into it, oh, he did. Oh, we gotta help him out. He didn't do nothing in this video. Look, this video looks like crap. The editing sucks. Everything is bad. Okay. You even got a noisy plane going on in the background. Go ahead, give him like 400,000 views on it, and then your stardom to YouTube is there. Bam. So I don't know, man.
Yep.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. Is there anything?
So
go ahead.
A little. I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of a Nintendo / anime shout out because I don't talk a whole lot about like anime in games. But this is something that I think is going to be kind of important, especially for those who own a Nintendo Switch. So there's a very popular anime called Sword Art Online. Basically, it's one of those type of animes where people are basically trapped in a video game. So imagine playing an MMO. You're playing World of Warcraft, and so
it's funny you bring up that game. But anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the most like well-known MMO.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's very true.
So assuming you have a headset and you're playing, and let's say let's pretend you're in VR, right? Okay.
Oh, snap.
So you're visually seeing everything that's going on, but then for some reason you're not able to log out. You're stuck, kind of a thing. So literally, you're stuck in the game, and the only way for you to leave is to like basically beat the game. So you're basically forced to seriously partner up with people and actually like beat the game for your life's sake. That's kind of the gist of Sword Art Online and a few other animes.
I've watched Sword Art Online. Actually, a streamer actually it recommended me to watch that anime. I watched a few episodes of it. Go ahead.
It's actually good. The first season, I'm going to say, was good. I did not care for the second season, but I will say that the first season was fantastic. A good watch.
I couldn't enjoy it because I had to read titles. But go ahead.
Yeah, the subtitles. Yeah. Well, I think if you watch it on Netflix, I believe they have season 1 in English.
Really?
You can switch now. For those who don't know, on Netflix, specifically with anime, if it can be watched in 2 different languages, you can actually switch it in your settings. So if it's shown in Japanese, you check the language settings and you can change it to English if it allows it. Now, some anime you're forced to watch it in Japanese and do subtitles, but you can watch some anime in English on Netflix. So give it a shot. If you watch Crunchyroll, I'm sorry, you're stuck with Japanese for most things. The only exception is Final Fantasy Brotherhood. I think that's actually in English. But anyway, moving along. So about Sword Art Online, the Hollow Realization will be on Nintendo Switch on the West starting May 24th. So you can play Sword Art Online, the new expansion, in May for those who are in the States or in Europe. Because I think it's already out in Japan for the Switch, but you can't play it in the States yet. But so for those of you who really like Sword Art Online and want to kind of play it, the actual game version of the anime, you can do so in a few months. So be on the
I'm
lookout.
kind of interested if like if is it gonna be like an out of body RPG, like where you're like walking around as a character, or is it gonna be like a first person RPG, MMO? Like I'm curious. I'm curious on how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any video clips of it, but I'm assuming it's third person where you can see the character.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're kind of walking around and you do stuff. The deluxe edition of the game includes the base game plus all seasons past content. So you're going to be able to play the older seasons, which is Abyss of the Shrine Maiden and Warriors of the Sky. I think those are the first two DLCs for that particular game. So you'll be able to have that on top of the new one. So that's going to be kind of cool. And of course, it does support Joy Cons to use sword skills, and there's 4-player local co-op. So there you go.
A fun thing to know about the Switch is the Switch is the only console right now that comes out with two controllers.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Oh man, two small controllers, but it comes with two controllers.
Yeah.
That's crazy though, man. That's nuts. I
Hmm.
didn't even think it was a game.
Yeah. No, of course it's an actual game itself. It's just that it wasn't a game here in the States. It was more of a game in Japan. Japan gets a lot of stuff that we don't get, and of course Japan gets a lot of stuff before we do.
They get all the cool
Because they're
stuff too, man.
yeah, they do.
Think about it. They
They
had
do.
Nintendo 64 online, dude. That was
Yeah,
dope.
they did.
Everybody thought it was the Dreamcast that was the first online system. Nope, it wasn't Dreamcast. It was Nintendo 64 in Japan.
Yeah, the Dreamcast was the first one that had it online in the States.
Yes.
Is really what it boils down to.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's the only Nintendo related news that I have for
What?
this week.
Did you get demoted? Did Bowser get upset with you? You don't have no longer have no more Nintendo news? What happened?
I do, but it's not worth talking about.
Oh dang.
I,
Dang.
I'm picky about what I want to bring up. If I don't know nothing about it either, I don't like bringing it up because I don't have nothing to really say about it.
You know
But
you
if I have some investment in it, then I should talk about it because I know a little bit about it.
Yeah. I have something to talk about next week, but I'll get because I have to do some more research on it. And this was just announced like today, this morning when I woke up. But Microsoft flips the switch on Xbox One PC streaming.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yep. That even makes me feel like even more that the Google console is gonna be able to bring the PC to your living room. The Google console that comes out. Like I'm super. I've never been excited for GDC, dude. Never have been. But I'm excited because I just want to know what Google's bringing to the table. And to think
Yeah,
about it,
GDC is gonna be hot.
think
There's
of
lots of good
look. I
stuff.
just thought about this. What if, dude? Think about this. And Google, I don't know why you didn't think of this. What's one thing everybody has nowadays?
A cell phone.
Yep. So why even need a controller? Why can't you just pair the phone to the console and that becomes the controller?
Because
Bam!
people don't like using their mobile devices for console related stuff.
Why? It's so smart.
People hate on it all the time, and that's why.
Probably.
Anything that has to do with mobile, using your phone or a tablet for anything, especially for those who play PC games and console games, they're not having it. Like most people hate it, and they will complain about it until like the end of the earth.
Ooh!
That's just where we're living.
I just got breaking news, and I can't read the article because if I read the article, then you'll just hear a bunch of silence. But I just got a bunch of news right now, and this will be
Of
something.
course you did.
Yeah, I did. Nintendo Switch owners can no longer play Fortnite with Xbox or PS4 players.
Hmm,
Huh?
that's interesting.
What?
I'm not-
Normally I'm not gonna bring this up, but I am gonna bring this up. We got to talk about this. I'm gonna put the article in the chat right now. It just came across my Flipboard. This is why I love Flipboard. If you guys don't use Flipboard on your Galaxy phone, there's something wrong with you. because it literally like it will bring up like stuff that just gets posted. Grandpa killed you. Is this for real? That's how. That's how my kid. Yeah, I am about to post. I'm about to post it right now. I'm about to post it in chat right now. Let me just get to my chat. There, take a look. That was the headline. I didn't go into the article, but I just read the headline. Because when breaking news comes across, like when gaming breaking news come across, my phone goes all crazy, and that just happened. Like, or it just alerted me on my phone that yeah, Switch Switch owners can no longer play Fortnite. Yeah, that's how my kids play. That's crazy, dude. That's nuts. Yeah, so I don't know what happened, but apparently too, um, supposedly from our good silent reporter DB, um, Fortnite shrink their servers, and now um, PlayStation players automatically play with Xbox players now. So say like if you like
Hmm.
solo queued, it automatically populates you with Xbox players and PC and PS4 players. And they said because they're shrinking their servers to make more servers. Interesting. Normally I wouldn't bring up Fortnite. Normally I wouldn't even bring that up, but that's pretty big news because like the whole thing was like they were the ones that started it all. You know, Switch was the one. Switch was the one that put the pressure on PlayStation to do the cross platform. You remember because
It
Switch
was
was
Microsoft, actually.
well, no, not with Fortnite. It was Switch. It was Switch. Well, yeah, it was Switch and Microsoft though. It wasn't. It wasn't Switch and PlayStation. It was Switch and Microsoft. That's what I'm saying. So the fact
Yeah.
that like they turned that off, why? And I want to read this now, but you guys read it. And you know talk amongst yourself. But what are your thoughts on this?
Well, something changed probably in their agreement. I'm not exactly sure. Mm, it's really hard to say. I don't know.
Uh,
Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's been any reported issues between crossplay. I don't know if there was something discussed between the companies that Nintendo just didn't agree with. I have no idea. Because I was under the impression Nintendo and Microsoft were still like doing the game
best
together. So
friends.
I don't know.
Yeah, best friends.
So I have no
And
idea.
the article says the article says it was because of the 30 FPS, which was censored under average, and it was an unfair advantage.
Ah, okay.
Oh, it's dated.
So basically,
The
if you
article's
were
dated
playing
for
on certain
tomorrow.
consoles,
Dang! I got it a day early. How does that work? That's crazy.
eh, that's funny. I think, yeah. I mean, I guess if they're just trying to be fair, that's why they had to do it. Because if you're able to crossplay, but there's a certain group of people who get a clear advantage, it's kind of not fair to let them play together then, because you're always going to lose.
Yeah, I
So
guess
that makes sense.
Krudock says, I guess now according to DB, you have to choose crossplay, play more than just creative, than playground. Yeah, so basically, like if you're gonna play, like you can only play crossplay. If you don't play crossplay, you can only play creative mode. That's what you're saying, right? In a nutshell, Crew Dog. Yeah, that's what he was telling me yesterday. In yeah. So basically, Fortnite is forcing you to play crossplay with Xbox players, which is interesting. It's
Hmm.
interesting. It's interesting. I don't know Fortnite. I don't know what you doing, but I'm glad I don't play you no more.
Hmm.
I haven't played. Dude, you realize I haven't played Fortnite on stream for like 6 months, 7 months?
I haven't played Fortnite at all.
Yeah, you got no idea what Fortnite is. So
And I'm okay with that. Like
yeah,
I'm not really trying to join that train, but
low key he plays. He's a grandmaster.
of course.
Low key, he doesn't like Fortnite. He works for Nintendo. He told Nintendo to back out of the deal. Be like, look, we don't need Fortnite on the Switch anymore to be playing with Xbox and PS4 players. We're too superior. That's that's what he told Bowser. He said we're too superior. We're outselling everybody. No,
Mm.
I'm actually really excited to get a Switch. Um, one day it's gonna be Tetris 99 all day, baby. Let's go,
Yeah,
Tetris.
I'm the, I can't say that I've been hype about a system in a long time because we talk about systems a lot, and I'm like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But the Switch is the only thing that I really like. Wow, I really want one right now.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
I
Yeah,
don't get that feeling very often,
yeah,
you
I
know.
know.
And like I said, there's at least 5 games I want to play.
Yeah, I know. There's probably more that I don't even realize. Because did you realize they have like an app store, like where indie games, like people create games for it? Did you
Yeah,
realize? Did you realize that if you pay the $15 a month for the, like this, or however much, I'm probably telling you the wrong numbers. Like you can actually play Super Mario 3 on your Switch. What? I
yeah,
was,
they actually have a list of games that they release every month
yeah,
to play on the
yeah.
online service from like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, stuff like that. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, bro. I'm excited. I'm
Like you almost don't even need an SNES Classic because they're gonna probably eventually release those games on the Switch for the online
That's what
service.
I'm saying. Like, you don't really even need a classic, bro. Like, classic is just more for the nostalgia area. The
Yeah, and
only,
that's why I've decided I'm not gonna get the SNES Classic. I'm just gonna skip straight to the Switch
the
eventually.
only thing that could hurt you is if they decide, say, one for instance, if you download if you like don't get the game or whatever on the Switch, and then eventually those games could go away. So I mean, that are in the
Yeah,
store. But I mean, if you didn't get it, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying?
right,
If
exactly.
you didn't get it, that's on you. I was looking doing more research the other day. I like how you can put SD cards in as memory as like the little SD cards in as like memory cards. So you can have
Yeah.
like a um 700 gig SD card. Psh, you know how many games? Man, hold up.
Yeah, you got your own little hard drive.
Like you got your own little hard drive, and it's probably cheaper. I don't know. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. Like I already got one, but I don't got one yet. But yeah, it's crazy because you only bought a freaking PlayStation to play Final Fantasy 15, right?
Say that again.
You only bought a PlayStation to get Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So
the only reason I have a PS4 is because of Final Fantasy 15, and of course some games for the woman. But yeah,
yeah, I think your woman plays I think your woman plays the PlayStation more than you do.
yeah, she does. She
See,
does.
see.
Like, and that's always been the case for Sony for me. The only reason that I bought a PS1, a PS2, a PS3, it was only for Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
Every other game I played was just an added bonus, but I wasn't really like hyped for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Nintendo is the only company where I bought the console because there was a list of games I
It's
wanted
because
to
he
play,
works
not
for
just
it.
one.
It's because he works for the company. He gets hookups.
I wish.
Low
Ugh,
key, he's got a freaking dope freaking Nintendo Switch with a cool skin on it right now, just chilling.
just
And
chilling.
he's if Handy says
No
the right,
dust.
and he says if Handy says the right word, yo, I got one for Handy too, and a Handy Kill Cam skin, with his logo on the back. Let's go, let's go.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man. I don't know. There's been like a lot of, the fact that like a game that was gonna be on the Xbox that I was actually excited for the Xbox for to play, which was Scalebound, got canceled on the Xbox, and then Nintendo bought the rights to it and is releasing it on the Switch. Come on,
Hmm.
come on, dude. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. Like a console that's been out for 2 years is still this crazy and exciting. And this guy was doing like research when the Nintendo Switch came out. It only had 9 games or was it no 9 or 5 games when it first came out. Now there's like hundreds.
Oh yeah, and they're still coming. Plus, you got the online servers with the older games too. So
Oh, this guy, Crew Dog. Is it the Soldier Boy? Is it the Soldier Boy version? No, Soldier Boy. Yo,
yeah,
I haven't even heard anything more about what happened with that Soldier Boy situation. But
yeah, I stopped looking that up a while back. It was just funny at the time. That's why we
yeah,
talked about it.
yeah, yeah. It was hilarious. But as of right now, I think that's all I have. I don't know about you. If you have anything else,
Yeah, I'm pretty much good for the week.
I'm pretty much good for the week too. Um, but go ahead and take us out there, buddy.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for listening to the OG podcast. We are here every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Central. Be there and don't be late because you're going to miss all types of good content. But guess what? If you are late, you can still watch it again because Twitch, you can rewatch. YouTube, you can watch it. Stitcher, you can watch it. SoundCloud, you can watch it. There's all kinds of places you can go to watch or listen to the entire cast. So if you did miss the live broadcast, please feel free to listen to what you missed to later on. But other than that, Handy Kokan will be back tomorrow on the Able Gamers channel.
Mm-hmm.
So please support him and show him some love over there. And of course, show Handy some love in his own channel. And don't forget about your boy, the original mobile gamer, on his YouTube channel. Videos posted almost weekly. And of course, there'll be a lot of Shadowverse, but I have been demoing some new games, so I do have some surprises here and there. But please check out the
Ooh.
archives as well, and we'll see
Ooh.
what's up.
We'll
But
see.
other than that, I hope you guys have fun, keep gaming, and y'all take care.
Later, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and host Mags. Mags is on right now, and he's doing I think he's doing a charity stream for Able Gamers. If I'm not mistaken. I could be
Sweet.
wrong, but he's doing. I know he's doing something special. That's why he's not in the audience today, as far as chatting and talking. So we're gonna go host them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Later, y'all. See y'all tomorrow.